Welcome back to Wolverine MMA live stream. Someday I won't test my sound like that. I don't know what's going on. Everything's like my preview is right behind my actual video, which never happens. It's like 5 seconds behind. That's crazy. All right, so getting ready for the last prelim of the night. The day. It doesn't feel like night yet. So far, let's look at my picks here. So I'm going with Delgado in this one. Especially after finding out he trains with one of my all-time favorites, Benson Henderson. We won't talk about Benson Henderson's recent fights. He should have retired a few years ago. All right. Oh man, I didn't even watch the decision on that last one, so I got that one wrong too. So this one I did not predict. It was supposed to be the first fight of the night. Said that one was too close to call. Elliott was just like glued to him though. That was pretty wild. Yeah, his ground control and like Anderson just could not get away from him and stay away from him. So I got this first one right. I got the second one right, third one right, and then I did not predict this one. So I was 3-0, and then now I am 3-2. I thought Rodriguez would win. Franco looked impressive, and then we saw John Paul look pretty decent, at least with the grappling. All right, so we're on. I'm not starting the timer for this one. Bashi in the white and Delgado in the blue. Not sure Bashi fights out of. Ooh, oh, dang it. Bashi just dropped Delgado. Delgado back up to his feet. Let's see some Arizona toughness here, hopefully. Going for a takedown is Delgado. Now he's got him up against the fence. Trying for like a high crotch takedown potentially here. Now I did say I felt like a lot of these would be close fights, and we had a couple fairly quick ones, and then we've had some go the distance. If we get through this round, I'm going to look back at Bashi and see where the heck he's from. Digging underhook. All right. Gatto's got him turned. Back up against the fence. So yeah, I predicted Delgado in this one. Bashi looks pretty put together as well. As soon as this fight's over, I will give you my picks for the first two main card fights. Well, that first one's a really tough one to pick. You got the protege of Sean O'Malley against a guy with 4 straight Anaconda choke wins. It's pretty wild. Oh, man. I still feel like Delgado can come back and win this, but Bashi's looking really good so far. Delgado standing southpaw, Bashi standing orthodox. So, oh, goes high with that kick. Bashi's looking pretty sharp here.
It peels off my skin.
Delgado's got to get something going here. Bashi switches to southpaw momentarily. Delgado switches to orthodox with a couple left hands. Ooh, good knee up the middle by Delgado. Good lead hook by Delgado. Oh! All right, well, that definitely stole the round for Delgado. You know, he's got a front headlock, trying to suck him back down, trying to circle around. Oh, lands a few more good shots. Bashi is hurt bad. Delgado could get the finisher. He's got 55 seconds left in this round. Goes high with that left head kick. Lands good shots and a knee. Sprawls to defend Bashi's takedown attempt. Working the crossface and coming around the back. Pulling him all the way back down to his back here. Up. Goes back to his knees. Yeah, Bashi's not in a good spot here. 26 seconds left in the round. Delgado's still landing some good shots here. Oh, flips him over. Elbow to the side of the head. Looks like Bashi's going to make it through the round. 5 seconds left. And there's the bell. Wow. Around that, Bashi looked like he was in control if he had gotten a knockdown earlier, but Delgado definitely did a lot more with his knockdown than Bashi did. Let's look really quick while we're on the commercial. Where the heck is Bashi out of? Also the United States, Michigan. 14-1 Warrior Wave Martial Arts. Not super familiar with that gym. Ivar, quit. Bad boy. This camera is the one that's on right now. We don't want the dog doing bad stuff to people. All right. Coming up on round number 2. I will, see if I can get the timer pulled back up here. All right. I'm going to start the timer for round number 2. Wasn't going to for this fight, but all right. Yeah, I've never had my stream less than 10 seconds behind. This is crazy. I'm not sure why it's like this tonight, but it's cool. I'll go with that. Bashi really wanted to take down. Delgado defends it. Delgado landed a couple good right uppercuts. Definitely Delgado has some momentum right now. Hey, Derek, can you turn off that dining room light? That one, I think it's the far one. There you go. Thank you. It's a little bit better. A major glare on my big TV. We'll have the fights on my other screen as soon as the main card starts here. Delgado doing really good, keeping Bashi pushed back and landing some shots. Oh, big shot by Bashi. Delgado returns with a good right hook. I don't know how much weight Bashi has to cut to make this weight, but pretty thick for a featherweight. Like he might be able to go down to 135 if he's not cutting much weight. Good movement. Delgado is getting back up towards the fence a little bit here, which can be not the best, but he clips him with a right hook, raises him with the left hand. And Delgado back to the center. Bashi throws a right head kick but misses. High bar. Put that. Idiot. Yeah. Bashi has the back of Delgado. Delgado standing there up against the fence, trying to trip him down to the ground. Good defense by Delgado, reaching across the hip, flips him with a right hook on the break, but then Bashi landed a little bit of a right hand also. Oh, good jumping knee by Delgado again. Step-in knee, maybe not a jump. Just a little bit here. Delgado in control of the center of the ring. Painting some shots out there. Oh, goes with a kick to the left cross. Very good combination for a southpaw. On both. Oh. Or what the heck does that even mean? He commented, ooh, poor. I don't know what that means. I don't know what that means. Good finish to the round by Bashi, but I don't know. That was a closer round. Definitely in round one, I think, went to Delgado. We could be one apiece, though, going to the third. All right, so we're going to round three. Feature prelim. As soon as this fight ends, I'll give you my prediction on the first two main card fights. We are on for round number three. Delgado immediately gets control of the middle. Good body kick by Bashi. Comes high with another left or another right kick. Goes in for the takedown, but Delgado gets a takedown. Bashi rolls him, gets on top. We're back on the feet trading. Both fighters landed. Delgado holding his ground though, pushing Bashi back a little bit. Bashi goes for an elbow, misses. This has been a really close fight. Both fighters had knockdowns in the first. Like I said, I feel like Delgado did more with that knockdown than Bashi did with his. Second round was razor close. I'm not sure who got that one. So really, this third round is super important in this fight. Ten of 13 takedowns defended by Delgado. Delgado switches to orthodox for a second here. Back to southpaw now. Goes in for his own takedown, defended by Bashi. Comes back up. Almost eats an elbow, but looked like it missed. And Bashi in on a deep double, and Delgado defends it. Bashi's got him pushed up against the fence. Delgado trying to pummel in, and he does, and gets Bashi backed up against the fence now. Bashi's eye looking pretty swollen up. Good knee to the body by Delgado. Another good left elbow on the break by Delgado. Bashi threw something too, but I don't know if it landed. Oh, believe that was a slip there. Slippery went down for a double. I'm not sure what happened there, but Delgado right back up. Fighting orthodox. A couple jabs out there with that left hand. Another one. Well, he may be a fighter that's like very comfortable from both stances, because this does not look unnatural when he's standing orthodox. Now he's back to southpaw again, though. We got a minute 35 left in the round. Yeah, this is close. I would like to see somebody finish strong. Delgado gets a takedown. Bashi trying for a guillotine. Oh, we might have something here. This is dangerous for Delgado. Oh, let's go the guillotine and settles for just being in full mount here. But this could steal this round and potentially the fight. Delgado gets back to a half guard. Needs to do something drastic with the last 50 seconds left in this round and this fight. It's too close. Way too close. Way too close to hang out here on your back for the remainder of this round. He needs to be scrambling, digging that underhook on the left-hand side, trying to get to a hip, and to get up to a single something. Get to the dogfight position. It's not good. 20 seconds left in the round. Delgado is stuck on his back. He could definitely lose this decision. Oh, attacking a leg. We've seen some crazy stuff happen with legs the last few UFCs. But and there's the bell. Man, I'm honestly not positive who won that. That's close. Very close. So far, I picked the first 3 fights correctly. Fight number 4, I did not pick. And then I got these 2 wrong. So I'm 3-2. Could end up even after this one. It could go either way. It could definitely go either way. All right. Tommy McMillan versus Alberto Montez. No, Tommy McMillan is undefeated, 10-0, trains with Sean O'Malley. And you got Alberto Montez over here. I believe he's 12-1. Also a very good record. He is on a 4-fight winning streak. He has 1 fight in the UFC. He has 4 anaconda chokes in a row. 2 of those are considered technical submissions, which means he choked guys unconscious before they could ever tap out. And if you look back at his fight before this loss, let's see what the decision is. Delgado won it, so I'm 4-2 on my picks. That was a close fight, though. All right, so yeah, if you look back at his previous fight before that loss that he had, also a submission by an anaconda choke. Dude has 5 anaconda chokes in his last 6 fights. 2 of those where he choked fighters unconscious. So definitely not an easy draw for McMillan. Both guys, this will be their 2nd fight in the UFC. Both guys won on the Contender Series. Both guys had finishes their first fight in the UFC. Very, very tough fight to call. Man. So I'm going to go with McMillan just because of the whole Sean O'Malley factor. But, I mean, I'm basically 51% for McMillan to 49% for Montez. And that 1% is because of Sean O'Malley. This is super, super close. Striking edge probably to McMillan. I know this guy's definitely a grappler. Hopefully McMillan's got some really good. That was something, okay, I did watch his fight in the UFC earlier tonight, and he was very good at defending takedowns. Does have a wrestling background. Uses that wrestling to defend so he can set up those strikes standing. So, that being said, Montez is going to have to, it's going to be tough to get an anaconda choke on somebody who's going to probably be the one sprawling and putting you in a front headlock. So, another reason to lean towards McMillan just a little bit. Now, this next fight, let's look at Tabitha Ritchie's recent record. I think she's 2-3 in her last 5. We'll also look at the rankings here. Okay, her last 5, her last 6 is what we're going off of. Last 6, she is 3-3. Yes, she fights some of the best girls in the division, but she's had a few setbacks. Yan Shannon, Verna Generoba, Amanda Hebos, Angela Hill, Tasha Pennington, Lupita Godinez. She has a win against, or she has the loss against. So, I mean, Yan Shannon's fought for the belt. So is Verna. So, I mean, these are really tough opponents. So being 3-3 with the level of opponent she's been fighting isn't bad at all. Not going to hold that against her. But let's look at her opponent, Fatima Klein. I know I've been pretty impressed with this girl. She also has a unanimous decision win over Angela Hill. Angela Hill is just a tough person to get out of there. She has 4 fights in the UFC, and she's 3-1. Her first fight in the UFC was against Jasmine Jasudavicius, one of the best in the weight class for sure. Win over Angela Hill back in November of last year. Win over Melissa Martinez. These are both finishes over Martinez and Dudakova. 2 girls I'm not super familiar with, but finishes nonetheless. Let's look at the rankings for women's. What are these girls? 115? Yeah, I believe so. So this is, yes, Mackenzie Dern's weight class. Fatima Klein in the media panel rankings is ranked number 11. Tabitha Ritchie is ranked number 8. I believe these are considered the official rankings. So, all for Fatima Klein to move up here. Angela Hill is down 14. They both beat her by a decision. None of the other girls that Klein has fought are ranked. These two girls both beat Tabitha Ritchie. They said Godinez. I think that was Godinez. Also beat her. So, yeah. It's a tough one to call. Just because she is on a win streak of 3, probably going to go with Klein. And because that cool nickname, the Archangel. Only one loss in her career. The loss, her first UFC fight to Jazz Davicius. Okay, so what did I say? I'm 4-3 on my picks so far. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, 4-2 on my picks so far. Did not pick the one fight. I was wondering if that fight was going to happen because that was supposed to be the first fight of the night. That's how it was listed on the poster and on SureDog up until the fight started, and all of a sudden it moved to the 4th fight of the night. But, I mean, being 2 undefeated guys who both had all finishes, making their UFC debut, that was an impossible fight to pick. But Elliott, I think probably Anderson had a little bit of a striking edge, but that grappling and the control of Ezra Elliott, the way he's just able to stay stuck to him the whole fight. I thought he was going to go for a twister multiple times, but either isn't, well trained, well versed on the twister, or just didn't want to go to it. But it was there multiple times during that fight. He could totally put the twister on that guy. Would have been one of 4 twisters in the UFC, not counting the what they call a Scottish twister from a month or so ago, about a month ago. One thing we haven't seen tonight that we've seen a lot recently is just unorthodox submissions, rare submissions, which we've seen multiple events recently. We saw the Scottish twister on Paddy Pimblett winning with the now termed as the pad thai, because it was a cross between a Dars, a guillotine, and a Peruvian necktie. I saw a video where somebody was showing that. Like, dude, you may have come up with it, but I don't think you get to name it unless you're the guy that pulled it off in the UFC. If somebody ever pulled off one of the moves that I, popularized on YouTube 15 years ago, if they pulled it off and they wanted to rename it, I'd be all for that. I'd just be happy that somebody pulled off a submission that I was the first one to be showing online. It's like that submission by that girl. Oh, yeah, I can't remember who it was, but it's been about a month ago, a few cards back, where she did that submission from inside the girl's closed guard, where she had a what was the position, a body triangle from guard. Girl put her foot across her opposite hip and just sat up, and she said she learned it off of Instagram. I'm not sure if she had drilled it, but she thought that that would be something that the girl might try to do because she was so tall and had such long limbs, and she'd seen her do it before. And so she was ready when she put her in that, she just shoved her leg across to her opposite hip and sat up, and there was nothing she could do. She was calf slicing herself. All right, so now I've got the multicam view on my right screen over here. I'm going to mute this, maybe mute the sound. All right. So yeah, so I'm going with McMillan by a very slight edge, and Fatima Klein on the next fight. We have a 5-fight main card, so once again, the fights are probably going to end fairly early this week. I feel like they've been sliding these cards in like this with 5-fight main cards with 1 5-rounder right after the big events, like the White House card. The next weekend, it was over really quick. And then here we go. This is this Tommy Gunn McMillan. This dude looks really, really good. Who did he fight? Who is that? He's fighting in his debut. Talking featherweight, 145 pounds. Manolo Zacchini. I don't know that fighter. He looked like somebody else. Kind of looked like Nate Landwehr a little bit. I think Landwehr is 155 pounder. They had a pretty heated stare down. Neck tattoos from the side. Montez looks like looks a lot like what's his face that fought last week, Cody Garbrandt. All right, guys, before our fights really get rolling here, I'm going to do a little bit more advertising of the stream. See if I can't get a few more people on here. Let's see. Copy. All right, if you could share the link to my stream, I would appreciate it. I'm going to do that right now myself while we're waiting for this next fight. I am predicting McMillan by a very, very slight edge, but this is a really good fight. Like I said, Montez only has 1 loss. Dude has 5 Anaconda choke wins in his last 6 fights. And has choked 2 guys unconscious with those. All right. So we got Montez heading to the cage first. Dude is definitely no slouch. This is going to be a crazy one. It's that slight edge to McMillan. Looks like he has really good, uses his wrestling really good defensively, which is going to be a good idea against a guy with 5 Anaconda chokes in a row. Or 5 Anaconda chokes in his last 6 fights, sorry. Wow. Somebody in the MMA community low kick page said, cut Elliott and Anderson. This is the worst undefeated prospect fight I ever seen. That's a little harsh. I didn't think it was that bad. You had 2 guys who were undefeated with all finishes, and they went the distance. It's going to happen sometimes. That heavyweight dude earlier, he looked promising. I think it's great when we see new heavyweights come in. And what was his name? RJ something. RJ Harris. Yeah, that dude, he looked pretty good. I was glad to see that. What was a solid punch he dropped him with. All right. McMillan come to the ring wearing some shades. Commercial over on my other screen. Yeah, I'm just leaving the link. Apparently, Lorenzo Hunt had a really good fight in BKFC. Didn't see it. I think there's also PFL tonight. This is about. My brother sent me this. DC and Bisping sitting right in front of him. Must have sent a picture of them sitting really close to the cage for this. But these tickets were a lot easier to get than the tickets last week. So it looks like Plessis is a -205 favorite over Kamaru Usman. I think it's going to be a tough fight either way. All right. Love you. Oh my gosh. All right. Man. Come on, security. Get in between these guys. That's too close for before the fight starts. And that's all McMillan. He's pretty cocky. But he's trying to sell the fight. Volkan Ozdemir has been suspended for 16 months, testing positive for EPO, whatever you call it. So I reported that last night. Now it is everywhere. There's a ranked heavyweight or ranked light heavyweight who's now not going to be fighting for a long time. They ought to just pull him from the rankings. So Max Holloway is saying if he can't get the trilogy fight with Conor McGregor, he'll take the second fight, a rematch against Justin Gaethje for the belt. But I feel like Gaethje is probably fighting Sarukian next. Is there RAF tonight also? I'm not positive on that. There were stare downs yesterday. Let me get ready with my timer here and stop messing around. I'll look after this fight and we'll see. Was there RAF tonight? Getting ready for the start of round one, the opener for the main card. We got Tommy Gunn McMillan, training partner of Sean O'Malley. Oh, he's got a picture of Al Pacino and Scarface with a Tommy gun. That's pretty awesome. It's a crazy kid. Yeah. We got security in the middle now. He got right over in his opponent's face. This is one where, man, when you're being this cocky, you lose, you're going to look really dumb. So he better win. Wish maybe we had one of the better referees. I feel like we've had a lot of local referees tonight. Herb Dean did ref a fight earlier. We'll look back at that in a minute. All right, so here we go. Round number one. Millen pushing forward. Montez comes back off that fence. So it was a good left high kick. Good punches by McMillan. See how long it takes for Montez to go for a takedown. Montez throwing a few good right hands back. Oh, he likes that right overhand, Montez does. Definitely better striking so far from McMillan. So my multicam is behind by like 7 seconds at least. Oh, McMillan gets the takedown. I don't know if he really wanted the takedown, but he took it anyways. So let's see what Montez does here from his back. No one comes back up. Those few kicks, a kick to the leg. Montez trying to scoot back and get back up. Almost eats a knee for his troubles there. Oh, jumping knee attempt by Montez. Montez throws a pretty good one too. Delgado comes back with a 3-punch combo. Not Delgado, sorry guys, wrong fight. That was the previous fight. That was a McMillan with the 3-punch combo. This guy's throwing, landing a couple, but like not looking like the other ones phased when they do land. Yeah, this is a scrap. Oof. Good counter right hand by Montez to McMillan's right low kick. Oh, another. He loves throwing that overhand right, man. Man, this is a good one. Now, I feel like McMillan might be getting a little bit of momentum. Delgado's got that power right hand. Now, but he's thrown it so many times. McMillan is now, I think he slipped this there, but he's getting out of the way of that right hand pretty well. He can time it so he knows what he's going to throw. High kick by Montez. Oh, a couple more punches back. I'm just going to call him Tommy Gun. No one takes too much time to say. Oof. This is a scrap. Montez backed up a little bit. Oof. Man. Montez has some good power in that right hand. Doesn't seem to be facing Tommy Gunn, and Tommy Gunn comes back with a combo every time that Montez throws that right hand. Montez backs all the way back up to the fence. Not a good spot to be against a volume striker like this. This guy, I don't know what his wrestling credentials are, but McMillan reminds me a little bit of like a prime Colby Covington. Maybe with, more power for his weight class, though. Ooh, gets slapped with a high kick, and then Tommy Gunn goes and knocks him down. Flurry of strikes. Montez is tough, man, but he needs to get busy. He needs to do something. Do a flying anaconda choke. I don't know if that's a thing, but it's obviously his move. But he's been in no position to try for an anaconda choke tonight because he wasn't able to sprawl on that takedown that McMillan did get. I think McMillan may have caught his leg on it. Oh, left hook by Montez looks like it drops McMillan, and McMillan just comes up firing again. Has him backed up against the fence. Got 8 seconds left in this round. And they're still just trading. Yeah, definitely the volume of strikes went big time to McMillan. I think McMillan got that first round. He's still talking trash. Montez trying to find his corner. Wow. Yeah, Montez needs to take some deep breaths here and recover. Yeah, so we had Herb Dean ref the fight 2 fights ago. Other than that, these have been like all local referees. I wouldn't say the one referee was calling for action right after they hit the ground, like 2 seconds. But, you know, I don't think the referees have done a bad job tonight. Drops him a little. And yeah, watching these replays, they're showing a lot of good shots by Montez. There's the shot by McMillan that knocked him down. And there's that left hook. So Montez had a shot earlier in the fight, earlier in the round, that hurt McMillan also. Ooh, they're back out at it already, and it didn't start the timer, so it's going to be like 5 seconds behind. They went right from the replay to them running at each other. And they're already back, picking up right where they left off. Definitely the volume of strikes, the total strikes got to be way shifted to McMillan, but Montez has landed a couple really solid shots. But even with that, it's not going to be enough. He needs to either find a way to get it to the ground, or he needs to start throwing back higher volume or clipping Tommy Gunn when he's opening up with these shots. Yeah, super high pace. I guess from a guy named Tommy Gunn, you should expect it to be high pace. Something rocked back Tommy's head there. That was wild. I couldn't see if he threw a knee while they were in there or what happened. Looked like his head rocked back a little bit. Man, he's just non-stop. He's a Tommy gun that does not run out of ammo, apparently. Just unloading non-stop. Man. Yeah, you just got to scrap back with him and maybe somewhere in that scrap shooter double or something while he's throwing. It's the way he's committing to these attacks, if you could get in on a deep double, you may defend it, but it's gonna be more like a wrestling match double than an MMA double because his back's gonna be to the middle of the cage, not gonna be able to brace himself against the fence. When he's throwing these big combinations, I think that would be the time to try to level change. Go for a shot. Even if you miss it, come back up throwing. Man, this is a really good fight. We've not seen anywhere where an anaconda choke was in any way a possibility for Montez. This was what I was wondering about. Yes, dude's really good with that anaconda choke, obviously. But that you have to have somebody in a sprawl position to get that. And if they're not going to shoot on you, how do you get it? Or you have to get them, you know, as they're coming up from you getting them down on the ground. Maybe if he could drop him with a punch and then jump on him. But he had that opportunity and wasn't quick enough to take it because Tommy Gunn came up throwing. Distance attempts per minute, 37.3 for McMillan. Like triple what his opponent's throwing, I believe. Both guys got a little bit of blood going here. This is a wild fight, man. Definitely think McMillan has an edge both rounds thus far because that high volume of strikes he's throwing. And it looks like Montez is slowing down even more. We haven't seen that overhand right. When you throw it so many times and you're not having success, the left hook was there for him earlier. And he should be popping that left jab out there more. And that's what did the nose. And looks like he's got blood coming from his nose and his mouth, does Tommy Gunn. So Montez needs to keep on that. Man, it's so hard when a guy just does not stop throwing punches. It's hard to implement your game when the other guy is implementing his non-stop. Spinning back kick by Tommy Gunn has him back up against the fence again, just throwing. Digs the body hook again. They're taking the life. Oh, 2 shots to the body there. Taking the energy totally out of Montez. My gosh. Oh, digs more to the body, falls it with a knee. So some headshots. Goes for the knee to the head, but misses. Montez goes with that left high kick again. And there's the bell. And McMillan still standing in his face talking trash. Wow. Yeah, this guy definitely reminiscent of a Colby Covington, talking to his opponent and throwing nonstop and having that good wrestling defense. The only difference would be Colby would go for takedowns. This dude is not, I mean, he did the one takedown, but I think that was catching of a kick. Oh. Quit licking me. Everybody should have a nosy pit bull come bug you while you're trying to do a live stream. Get out of here, Alice. Get out of here. That knee did clip him with a solid knee in there. All right, getting ready for round number 3. Tommy Gunn McMillan against Alberto Montez. Anaconda Master, obviously. And I wish I could would have won 5 fights with the same submission. That's pretty extraordinary to be able to do that. Did have multiple fights in my career. Oh, he's going for a choke. Flips him over onto his back, lands a couple shots, still throwing. Montez trying to spin around and get to guard. He's going to call Montez back up. Nope, he comes back down with a punch, another punch. He's got long arms too, so he can throw those punches down at you from standing, making him get back up. Got a long time left in this round. Okay, there are a couple of solid right hands by Montez, but McMillan just walks right through him and just stomps forward and keeps throwing. Man. Montez needs to open up, throw a flurry of his own punches back, and then wait for McMillan to start swinging and then shoot a double or something. McMillan gives him the pulls to the Josh Hokett, gives him the double birds. He's just right in his face, non-stop hitting him over and over and over again. Oh, man. Turn him up. Oh. Keyboard. This is crazy, man. Montez is tough as nails, though, man. Taking this many shots and just still staying in this fight. But it's getting to a point where, man, he takes enough unanswered ones. The ref, okay, he throws a few back there. Good on him. You don't want to stand there eating all those shots and not throw something back. That's when a referee's going to start thinking, is he out on his feet? Man. Man. Oh, man. This is nuts, man. Oh, flips on the bird multiple times. Oh, drops him with the right hand. Yeah, ref might start looking at this, especially when he's stumbling, just being pushed. Montez needs to do something here if he wants to stay in this fight. They're about to stop it. Oh, come on. Now I would say, yeah. Yep, referee comes in and stops it, and he falls down immediately. No argument on that stoppage. That dude is Montez is super friggin' tough, but McMillan, that dude's going to be a star. I know this is one of the deepest divisions in the UFC, but 11-0 now. Would like to see him fight somebody we know a little bit more about with a few more fights in the UFC. Definitely cocky, but that attitude sells tickets, man. Let's see if he's cool to his opponent afterwards. That would I'd appreciate that. I don't know if there was some bad blood going into this fight or what his deal was, but man, right in his face after the ceremonial weigh-ins last night, staying in his face this whole fight, talking trash and flipping him the bird. And that would be David. Hello. Yeah, that fight was phenomenal. It took a long time, but yeah, that dude's tough, man. And he had 5 guillotine submissions in his last 6 fights, the dude that lost. So, I mean, it was good that McMillan never went for a double. I think that yeah, 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 yeah. McMillan, that dude's a machine. He trains with Sean O'Malley. No, he's a division above. O'Malley's 135, and he fights at 145. I'd like to see this kid fight. I'd like to see this kid fight somebody that has a few more UFC fights. Still, I'm not sure. He's got his style is like a high volume guy with really good wrestling defense, very similar like a younger prime Colby Covington, except with more finishing power for his weight class. Is what I'm saying on this kid. And that's what I saw in his previous fight when I was watching the video of it earlier. He does go over and talk to his opponent, so I'm glad he's showing some class after the fight, although he was, kind of really playing it up, flipping him the bird and getting in his face. Yeah. All right. I'm gonna let you go. Well, I'm watching over on the other screen here. I've got the multicam, and they don't do commercials on the multicam. Yeah. All right. I'll let you go. All right. Bye. All right. That was David. He bet on McMillan to win by a knockout, so he won some money. He was freaking out, I guess, when McMillan looked like he was going for that choke. Gonna need another drink. I'm glad I don't have my other camera on because my dog is exposing himself over here. Hey, what are you doing laying like that? You know I'm doing a live stream? Don't need any doggy nudity on the live stream. All right, so thus far tonight, I don't feel like I'm having a lot of new people in the stream. I'm going to continue advertising between. Okay, I already gave you my prediction for the next one. So I will give my prediction for the next 2 at the end of Tabitha Ritchie versus Fatima Klein. I am predicting Fatima Klein to win this fight. Probably by a decision. She's got finishes against girls you haven't heard of. But when she fights somebody who's high caliber like Tabitha Ritchie, she does sometimes have to go the distance. So I would expect that's probably what we're going to see in this fight. Oh, I don't know what he's saying. All righty. Set the record for significant strikes landed in the featherweight division. Craziness. His big thanks to DC after the fight. This. Okay, so is that performance of the night or is that fight of the night? Or is he going to get both? He might get both. They might both get the bonus for fight of the night, and he may get the performance of the night. All right. So I made the mistake last night. During my stream, I was showing some clips from last week's weigh-in, pointing out Conor McGregor didn't appear to be injured at the pre-fight or at the ceremonial weigh-in. And then I also showed the video that I had screen recorded of Conor McGregor warming up before the fight where I thought he actually injured himself. And I had that on YouTube, so I'm not monetized on YouTube at this point, so it didn't end up costing me any money. But if I ever do get monetized, that video won't get monetized. I guess if it does get monetized, the money would go to the UFC. If anybody, I don't know why anybody would watch it way down the road, but all right. So I need to be more careful if I'm showing any clips from the UFC of making sure I'm only on Rumble so I don't get nailed by the YouTube gods. Like I said, it doesn't affect the visibility, they don't take it down or anything like that, but it is something where if I were monetized, I would not get paid for it. Not considered a strike or anything like that. I did have a video taken down because I had my Turtle Vision streaming from my backyard, and one of the grandkids or somebody got in the video with no adults in the video, so I guess that's something where YouTube will pull your video down and limit your ability to live stream for a while. I'm live streaming right now on Rumble and YouTube. If you're watching on YouTube and you feel like it, get a Rumble account. It's free. Use my link in the description to do so. And I'll get credit for it, and I'll be eternally grateful. All right, showing some more highlights for the main event. Oh, I already posted on that one. But I was last night, if you do want to go back and watch that live stream from last night, that would be Wolverine MMA live stream number 69. I did break down the exact moment I think Conor McGregor hurt himself. I did show a bunch of things, showing I don't feel like he was injured prior to fight night. I do feel like he could have had, nagging knee pain and just thought, oh, it's because I'm getting ready to fight Max again. I hurt my knee the first time fighting Max. I told the story of how, sometimes I get pain in the inside of my left knee from an injury like 15 years ago. 15 years ago? I'd say that's about right. I also get pain in the left side of my ribs from an injury probably like 18 years ago. And that can just happen just from the weather change. It can be humid and getting ready to rain, and I'll feel pain in those two areas sometimes. Ooh, Andrew Tate and his brother have been arrested in Miami on 38 new sexual offense charges filed by British prosecutor, according to Bedfordshire police. Not really, well, kind of, I guess, an MMA story, because, man, those guys have a lot of controversy between the two of them. Muhammad Ali's grandson left in agony after tapping to a rare submission. That must have happened on PFL, which nobody can figure out how to watch anymore. I think you have to have a premium subscription to ESPN, not even the regular ESPN Plus. Which, man, you should be trying to get the biggest audience possible, not making people pay more and more for different streaming services. She looked really good against Angela Hill. And you guys know I'm a huge fan of Angela Hill. Both these girls have wins over her by decision. Angela Hill, tough girl to get out of there. Tough woman to get out of there, I guess. Can't call her a girl. She's like 40 years old now. Been watching her fight for like 20 years, though. Always super impressed with Angela Hill. Just love the pace she puts out there, and she never quits. This post says Mac Mill will be back. Who should Conor McGregor face when he returns? If he comes back, I said this last night, the only fight I want to see is Nate Diaz. The trilogy Nate Diaz fight. If UFC can get him back in there for a one-fight deal, do it. I'm not interested in him against... I know it would probably be a fairly easy fight, but I'm really not interested in him versus Michael Chandler. That's David calling me again. Yes? Hey. Oh. She goes through a lot of decisions. She's 3-3 in her last 6 fights. But Fatima Klein is 3-1 in the UFC. They both have judges' decision wins over Angela Overkill Hill. Tabitha Ritchie has fought like the better girls in the division, but I do feel like Fatima Klein is coming up. I'm leaning towards Klein in this one. Yeah. I didn't even look at the odds, but like a lot of the ones I picked tonight are right along with the odds. When they come out and I see the odds, I'm like, oh, I guess I picked right along with the odds on that one. But yeah, I feel like it'll probably be a judge's decision, but I definitely would go. I'm leaning towards Klein. Not in a while. She goes to a lot of decisions. Let me click on it right here because I have it pulled up. Oh, need my keyboard that I just set down. Let me see here. Tabitha Ritchie. Oh, she's coming to the cage right now on the multicam. All right. So she lost to the girl that fought for the belt. And she lost to two title contenders in her last 6 fights, to that Verna Jandiroba and Yan Xianan. Lots of decisions. She did have a TKO by an elbow and punches over Amanda Hebos. She had a submission by an armbar against Jessica Pena back in 2023. Decision over Polyana Viana. That was the girl that got submitted with that crazy calf slicer like a month ago or 3 weeks ago. Yeah, the one where the girl, she had really long legs and she had the girl in a body triangle from guard, and the girl just took her foot and put it on her opposite hip and just sat up and said she learned that move from Instagram. There's been some. Oh man, she also lost to Faro, who was a title contender. I didn't realize she lost to 3 different title contenders. That's pretty wild. Yeah, she's got submissions by armbar a couple times. I guess 3 armbar submissions in her entire pro career. But she's 12-4. But yeah, I feel like Fatima Klein definitely has momentum going into this fight for sure. All right. Yeah, that would be the one way she could potentially win, would be by a decision. I don't think it's going to happen, but we'll see. All right, I'll let you go. Yeah. All righty, I'll let you go. All right. Okay, bye. David's going to bet on the underdog, Tabitha Ritchie, by a decision. So what did the rankings say on these two? Number 8, Tabitha Ritchie, I believe. Number 10 for Fatima Klein. Her nickname is Baby Shark, but you're 30-something years old. Maybe you're adult shark now. Still does the shark thing. All right, get my timer ready here. Yeah, another local referee. Yeah, maybe all the referees are taken with BKFC happening this weekend and PFL. Klein just looks like a killer. All right, we're on round number 1. Ooh, Tabitha Ritchie immediately pushing forward. Fatima Klein circling side to side, but she is on the outside of that line, like I always say I don't like people to be. But popping that jab pretty regularly. Definitely looks to have the reach advantage. Left high kick by Fatima Klein. Ritchie catches that left body kick. Fatima makes it back to the middle of the cage. Good double jab to the right cross. That may have been a triple jab. She's popping that jab out there really well as Klein. Klein got the classic female Viking haircut going here. Long on the top, shaved on the sides. Been watching Vikings a lot lately, so. We watched all of the Last Kingdom series and the Last Kingdom movie, all 5 seasons in the movie in the last couple of weeks. Now we're starting over on the original Vikings TV show. Yeah, definitely looks like Klein's got the power edge. Which when you look at the two of them, and definitely looks like the more muscular fighter is Richie. But sometimes these taller, lankier fighters can have crazy power that they can generate. Good left high kick. Switches stances momentarily. Does Klein. Richie goes for a takedown, and Klein easily stuffs it. Oh, man. They're swinging. It'd be pretty wild if Klein were to get the knockout over Richie. I don't see that happening the other direction, but if somebody were to get a knockout in this fight, I'd probably guess it would be Klein. She's just swinging hard shots. Oh, Richie goes for the takedown, and Klein immediately reverses her. Richie trying to come back up, and Klein takes her back down, almost in full mount here. Richie trying to get like a Kimura grip, coming up to her knees, come back up. Oh man, Klein just tossing her around like a rag doll. Almost onto her back. Richie trying to turn back in. Yeah, this would be huge for Klein. If she were to get a finish for Tabitha Richie, Tabitha Richie is very durable. Doesn't usually get finished. So I'll finish over her. Well, she's number 11 right now, is Klein. So finish over her would get her into that number 8 spot for sure. And get her fighting somebody towards the top 5 rankings, I would think. Closer to the top 5. Man. Klein looking really solid. Definitely ahead in this first round. Minute 10 left. Yeah, I'm not seeing numbers popping up on my stream tonight. Hopefully, I don't know, maybe sometimes I don't see how many people are watching. Definitely have advertised it around. No, this isn't a huge fight card. Maybe I'll get more people on towards the main event. Trying again, reach around. Oh, a lot of times when somebody's got a body lock, somebody will do a Kimura grip, try to break that. She's got good control over the far side, does Klein. She let go of her hook. Up, stepped over the ankle again. Oh, big knee and a punch as Tabitha Richie comes back up to her feet. This round has been completely controlled by Klein. Richie started out moving forward, and then it just, oh man, gets caught with a couple more shots. Richie not looking confident at all after that first round. So, Chase Hooper missed weight by 1.5 pounds yesterday, fighting Mitch Ramirez. Let's look at both these guys' recent records. Chase the Dream Hooper, awesome nickname. He lost to Lance Gibson Jr. by a knee his last fight, and lost to Alex Hernandez also by a knockout fight before that. So he's on a 2-fight skid. Prior to that, he had 5 wins in a row against Nick Floor, Jordan Levitt, Borshev, Clay Guida, and Jim Miller. And then things have taken a little bit of a downward direction. Klein looks hungry, man. Hungry for baby shark. So that's a lame joke. All right, we are on round number 2. Get back to looking at our next fight here. If this fight even makes it through this round. Once again, we got Baby Shark starting out strong, moving forward. 93% of people on Poly Market are going with Klein over Richie. Oh, stuffed an elbow in her face. Man, I'll tell you this. Tabitha Ritchie has some tough skin on her face. She has ate some big elbows, big punches, and doesn't have a mark on her at this point. She may be one of those people, maybe it's her complexion. She just doesn't show bruises. Well, oh, Tabitha Ritchie gets a big takedown when she catches the leg, eats an elbow as Klein comes back up. Klein's just, man, she moves so well. That grappling flow there, her scramble was so good. Ritchie looks on. All right, I'm take back what I said about her confidence in that last round. She did look a little dejected going back to her corner, but right now as she's fighting, she just has to look like she just is enjoying being out there and not really smiling, but she doesn't look phased. That look didn't look as good though. Yeah, I don't know. She's been in there with some really good opponents. Maybe she's just used to being in bad spots and still surviving. Maybe Klein is cut out of a different cloth, though. Klein has just been able to handle everything Richie has tried to do. Oh, this is a little awkward. Had a front headlock through a knee in there and a punch on the break. Richie back moving. I think her best bet at this point, either shoot a double in Klein's and a series of strikes, or she needs to push forward. Oh, there's the double. Doesn't get it. Klein stuffs it. Back up on the feet again. Klein fighting southpaw here. Switches back to orthodox off of a front kick with the left leg. Big left elbow again. Don't know if that one landed flush, but I mean, she's definitely caught her with several flush elbows. I see no swelling, no signs that she's even been hit on the face of Tabitha Ritchie. Maybe that girl's face is made of plastic or something. Oh, she throws a couple shots back as they separate. Klein still has her backed up. Now they're back in the middle of the cage again. Front kick and another stand switch by Klein fighting southpaw now. Tabitha Ritchie goes for a right high kick. It's southpaw opponent, and immediately Ritchie now switches back, throw a hook cross as she did. She's very good at switching stances. Doesn't stay southpaw for very long. Now steps into a big left hook. Cross followed by left kick. Another big left elbow there as she would switch back to southpaw momentarily. Now they're in a clinch. Now she takes her back again, trying to drag her down to the ground is Klein. Yeah, Tabitha Ritchie just not able to get a lot going. And there's Ron Perlman in ringside. I didn't see it here if he did the narration at the beginning of the fights tonight. Or if he gets free tickets for doing that, or if they just pay him a bunch of money. Klein now has the back with one hook in, right up against the fence though, but she could potentially sink the other hook and turn sideways with, she can turn her body parallel with the fence instead of perpendicular. Talked about that in my fight with Billy Martin, my final pro MMA fight where I had his back, but we were up against the fence. But he had his feet up against the fence. My back was on the mat. Oh, she had the choke sunk at the bell. Not stopped. She She survives the round. Barely. That was almost a finish. She had 10 seconds and had that choke that deep, that fight would have been over. Richie looks pretty fried at this point. Watching on the multicam over here. All right, really quick, let's see here. So yeah, like we said, we got. Now my question was, had he fought at 145, Chase Hooper, in his career? Steve Garcia, was that 145? No, yeah, Steve Garcia. Let's look. I feel like he started out his career in the UFC at 145 and then moved up. Now he can't make weight at 155. It's always a question when somebody moves up and they miss weight at a heavier weight class. Always a little worrisome. I don't know if he's got the build to be a 170 pounder. He'd have to pack on a lot of weight. Let's see, where is Chase Hooper on this card? Chase Hooper, that was a featherweight fight. Oh, I didn't start the timer, guys. Sorry. About 10 seconds behind on the timer. Oh. Tabitha Ritchie just ate a big right hand. Klein switches to southpaw for a split second, right back to orthodox. Body hook to an overhand right by Klein. She's just all over her. And still, Tabitha Ritchie's face doesn't look like she's been hit. So crazy. It's got, I think Sergio Lopez used to say he had alligator skin. I'm going to say that Tabitha Ritchie's got alligator skin or something on her face because she doesn't look like she's taken a punch or an elbow, or a kick, or a knee, or anything to the face this fight. She's gotten hit a lot. So yes, Chase the Dream Hooper. Oh my gosh. Quite the takedown by Klein. She's going crazy, man. Oh, picks her up and she is just, she's a savage. This girl has definitely got some Viking blood in her. I think Klein is a, might be a like Danish name. And the haircut, I definitely think this girl's part Viking, if not full Viking. Good body kick by Klein. It's just so crazy to not see any marks on Tabitha Ritchie. Sorry, Christina Ritchie is an actress. Tabitha Ritchie, fighter. For her to get hit this many times and not show it at all, it's crazy. Her eyes should be swollen up. She should have something, some sort of mark on her face. If I ate this many shots in a fight, I'd be bleeding from 8 different places on my face. Oh man. Yeah, Richie needs a miracle to win this fight. She has just gotten ragdolled. Rag sharked. No, that's the thing. I have not seen any movement on my numbers on viewers tonight. If anybody's watching, I may just be talking to myself. She may have blood coming. She finally has blood coming from her nose and maybe her mouth, does Richie. With a minute 20 left in the last round, she's finally like shows some sign that she's been in a fight. I missed the strike numbers just now. Oh, no, I rewound this too far. Okay. Let's see the strike numbers. Okay, so 20-4 in the first round, 23-10 in the second round, 23-6 in this round. Oh, Richie did get a takedown. Put this one back to live here. Richie did get a takedown, but it ain't going to be enough. Not after what's happened this entire fight. I know Klein would like a finish, though, man. She's trying to attack a leg now. She's spinning around. Scrambles back up to her feet. Sprawls against the single. Landing some more strikes. Flattens Richie out here. Oh, Richie taking some more shots. And just throws her down. My gosh. Yeah. Wow. That was super impressive by Fatima the Viking, the Shield Maiden Klein. That's what we're going to call her. Holy smokes, man. Does that girl have a nickname? She needs a nickname. All right, yeah, so we're looking, and Chase Hooper did start his career in the UFC off at 145. It's pretty wild that he misses weight for a fight at 155 now. Right. So let's look at Mitch Ramirez. What does his recent record look like? It's 8-3. He's coming off of 2 straight losses also. Mike Davis and Thiago Moises. Oh, that's not good. I mean, Moises, we thought he was going to be out of the UFC a while ago. Mike Davis, both. Wow. So this dude has 2 fights in the UFC and is 0-2. Lost on the Contender Series against Carlos Prates, so we won't hold that against him too much. That was only back in 2023. Then he won a fight on LFA and then came into the UFC and lost 2 in a row now. Man, kind of feel like you got to go with Hooper. Not a good start to his UFC career. So, what are you doing with that? That's brand new. What are you doing with that? She doesn't want that. She wants something different in there. Put that back. That's the wrong thing. That's brand new. That is not what she wants for the lizard. What's it for? Take it to her and she's going to send you right back up. Don't open it. Obviously, unanimous decision. Wish you have a grandson that never listens. All right. So, yeah, probably going to have to go with Hooper. Ramirez not had a good start to his UFC career. Not sure why Hooper missed weight. All right. So then we got co-main event, Jared Cannonier versus Christian Leroy Duncan. What is Cannonier's recent fight record? I'm surprised. I don't know if that's her blood on her nose. She didn't look like she got hit the whole fight. I wonder what she's saying.
But Tina, let's take a look at your work. The striking was fantastic. But then you do these 2 suplexes, and you gave me a look. Your wrestling looked better than it ever has. You seem to be jumping.
What? It's kale. It's in a bag on the top shelf, I think.
Division is very active right now. The champion defends next month.
All right, so Jared Cannonier coming off of a loss by unanimous decision to Michael Venom Page. Had a win by a knockout over Gregory Rodriguez before that. So, I mean, dude still got power for sure, even though he's 42 years old. We got Gregory Rodriguez, he knocked out. We got Barao, he went the distance with, lost the decision. Did get TKO'd by Imavov. I kind of felt that may have been early. Beat Marvin Vittori and had a split decision win over Sean Strickland prior to that. Current champ lost a unanimous decision to Israel Adesanya for the belt prior to that. Beat Derek Brunson and Kelvin Gastelum. KO'd Derek Brunson, I remember that. Lost a unanimous decision to Robert Whittaker, who's now a weight class above. Lost to Jack Hermanson, or beat Jack Hermanson and Anderson Silva and David Branch. Beat Anderson Silva by a leg kick. I forgot about that. Lost Dominic Reyes. Okay, so these fights are at light heavyweight. So let's just look from here up is all middleweight. Yeah. So yeah, he's been a little down in his career lately, but I mean, he did go the distance with Michael Venom Page. I feel like that was a fairly close fight, if memory serves. I think she's outside. Just gonna continue to yell mom, even though she's obviously not inside. Saturday, September 12th, we got Joseph Morales against Brandon Moreno. That's a good matchup. Right, so yeah. I said Hooper in this one. Okay, all right, we're here. Sorry, guys. Got distracted. CLD, Christian Leroy Duncan. Fighting out of Gloucester, England. Win over Roman Dolidze his last fight. Win over Marcio Tulio before that with a KO spinning back fist and punches. Win over Eric Anders with a spinning back elbow and punches. Decision win prior to that. He did lose to Gregory Rodriguez, who just said beat or was defeated by his opponent tonight. Other than that, man, well, he lost to Armin Petrosian by a decision. Beat Dusko Tordovic. TKO due to a knee injury. See, we see that a lot, guys. Lots of fights where there's a TKO due to an injury. So that was one thing I did not address in the stream last night, is that Conor McGregor has been saying he wants the fight turned to a no contest last week. No, you get hurt during the fight, even if you hurt yourself, that's still ruled a TKO and you lose. It's not a no contest. Now, somebody does something illegal and you get injured and you can't continue, but it was accidental, that could be a no contest. But we see TKOs due to knee injuries all the time. We saw it with the champ at heavyweight, Tom Aspinall, when he fought Curtis Blades the first time, blew out his knee early in the fight. That was not ruled a no contest. That was a TKO win for Curtis Blades. We saw it with Rafael Fiziev, who looked good a few weeks ago, but when he fought against, oh my gosh, against Gamrot, he stepped down, blew out his knee also. So, I mean, that was a TKO. You don't ever, I can't remember a time where, funny thing about that fight, I was watching that fight on my phone in my bus in the parking lot after taking my kids to a dance at the high school. So it's been a few years ago. I remember watching that fight on my phone, sitting in the parking lot, waiting for that fight to get over before I would drive back home. All right, the things you do to watch fights. That being said, I think next week I may not be on here for the live stream. I think I'm going to be out of town. All right. So, yeah. I lost to Gregory Rodriguez, Armin Petrosian. Dude has been perfect in the UFC. Overall UFC record 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 wins and 2 defeats. That Delizzi one, that's a big one, man. And he had 2 knockouts prior to that. Puliev, I think he's pretty tough too. Yeah, it's hard to say. When you see somebody fighting somebody who beat somebody that they were beaten by, sometimes you lean towards that guy. 30 years old against 42-year-old, though. Middleweight, that age isn't as big of a deal, but we're still getting up there for Mr. Jared Cannonier. Man, guys, this is another really tough one to call. I'm gonna go towards the younger fighter, though. I ain't always betting against the old guys, but man, yeah, I think I'm going with CLD over Jared Cannonier in this one. So I said Hooper, and I'm going with CLD over Cannonier, although I feel like it's going to be a tough fight. You see Cannonier against these young these young fighters sometimes. Now, is CLD is he up there with Imavov? Probably not. Let's look at rankings for middleweights. Are either of these guys currently ranked? Cannonier still got to be in the top 15, right? Middleweight. Champion Sean Strickland. Delizzi is ranked number 15. So CLD is ranked number 12. Cannonier ranked number 10. Gregory Rodriguez in between them, of course, because, like we said, Cannonier beat Rodriguez and CLD lost to Rodriguez. Sometimes guys just have a good night, man. He had a bad night against Jared, but a really good night against CLD. I feel like Rodriguez is a guy who he's either on or something big happens and it goes the opposite way. Let's look at Rodriguez's recent fights just out of curiosity. Beat Ferreira his last fight, who had beaten him previously. So, I mean, he's on a 3-fight win streak right now. By 2 KOs and a decision. So, yeah. I'm going to go grab my drink and I'll be right back. What are they showing? Oh, they're showing big fights that happened in Oklahoma City. Okay. Right back, snag my drink. I think I have a lot of people on the stream tonight. Ragnar, what's up, buddy? One of these fighters coming up in our co-main event be a future opponent for Bo Nickel. I think he asked for an Israel Adesanya fight. I don't know. And who's next for Joe Pyfer? At one point I thought they were saying Anthony Hernandez, but now I think Hernandez has a different match. The Ritter leaving the division. Imavov ranked number 3. It's funny. You got a guy who's 0-2 in the UFC, and they're showing highlights from his UFC fights. Yeah, that is not a good thing when you move up weight class and you're missing weight still. All right, let's see. Wrong fight. All right. Yeah. 3 fights left to go, getting ready. Ramirez is coming to the cage right now. I can see on the multicam. Provo, Utah. Interesting. Who's he training with over there? Don't recognize that guy. Knew a few people from Utah back in the day. I believe Provo is the northeast side of the state. Up above Salt Lake City. I do not recognize anybody in his corner. I haven't seen Jeremy Horn corner a UFC fighter in a long time. Assume he still trains people. The end of the co-main event, I'll give you my prediction on the main event. Also a very, very difficult fight to call. This one, I'm pretty confident Hooper can get it. I don't know what happened with that weight cut. We saw a guy miss weight earlier. Dominate his opponent on the ground. Dogs. So I don't think that's going to be a factor here. Except that his opponent's going to get a chunk of his paycheck. Yeah, how do you go from being a 145-pound fighter to now you're fighting at 155 and you can't make weight? And I don't know. Do we see a welterweight version of Chase Hooper down the road? He's a very tall, skinny kid. He has packed on some muscle, so more muscle on him than he had when he was fighting at featherweight. Three more fights. Oh. Yeah, this one should be interesting. This main event, man. It's a tough one. Talked about some of the reasons why this is a tough fight to call last night at the end of my live stream. I still am thinking that. And this one also, very tough one. Yes, Cannonier's up there in age, but Christian Leroy Duncan hasn't fought the kind of competition that Jared Cannonier has. Jared Cannonier won by a knockout a couple fights ago over a guy who knocked out. Did we say he knocked him out? Let's look back at that one more time. He fought Gregory Rodriguez. He lost by a TK. Oh, no. I lost it. No, it was a decision. Okay, so lost a decision. That doesn't make me feel quite as uncomfortable picking him. he'd been knocked out by a guy who got knocked out by his opponent, that would be bad. So let's look back one more time at Jared Cannonier. Like I said, has a win over the current champ, has a TKO win, the guy that beat his opponent by decision, went the distance in both of these losses. Did get stopped by Imavov, but that may have been early. Looks a lot like Wesley Snipes. All right. Announcing Chase Hooper. All right. And yet again, another local referee. But they've done really good today. So maybe we need local referees more often. First round started. Might be like 1 second behind on my timer. And there's pushing forward. Hooper fighting out of southpaw, which I believe he always does. You know, Hooper started his career as more of a ground specialist, but he's been picking it up on the strikes a little bit. Got a almost Forrest Gumpish haircut. High with that left kick. Straight left. Shoots a super low single. Gets the takedown. Spins around to his back. As he tries to come back up. Gets a mat return. Body triangle from the back here. Could we see another Scottish twister? That would be crazy. I think it's a possibility from this very position. That would be wild. Oh, no. He chooses to, try to put him belly down. He's going to try for the choke, but this is that exact same position where that dude got that Scottish twister. I think you have to be under. You'd have to be under his right arm and reach around the neck and just sit back with it. Really a totally different move than a twister, but it is definitely a spinal lock. Oh, he might get the finish by a choke here. And that's just crushing his windpipe right there because it's not the crook of the elbow under the chin, it's the forearm. Oh, now it's more forearm, or it's more level. And he taps. Quick work for Chase Hooper. Let's see if he says something about why he missed weight, maybe. I'm going to put the sound over here. Stop that timer. We weren't even halfway through the first round. That was kind of a gimme fight for him, it felt like. Hooper definitely needs to make weight. Oh, something wrong with him. He can't stand. Oh, did he have a knee stuck under him in an awkward... I think he had his leg stuck under him in an awkward position. He should call for the fight to be changed to a no contest since he hurt himself. Sorry, that's a little dig at Conor McGregor. I just think it's crazy for somebody to say.
Ninth career win by submission.
Turn up the sound a little bit here. Yeah, it's crazy to get injured in a fight and say it should be a no contest. If you injured yourself trying to fight, that's part of the fight. Switch cameras here while I listen for the interview over on this screen. 2 fights left to go. Might be a couple long fights though. I don't know if I see either of these fights definitively being a finish in my mind. Hey, we got somebody else popped up on Rumble. If you want to leave me a comment, that would be great. What do you think of the fights so far tonight? Definitely give me a follow and share the link with all your friends. Watching the UFC, getting ready to hear Chase Hooper. His opponent is hopping around one leg. I think he got, at one point when they were rolling around there, he got his foot stuck underneath them. May crank that knee. Hooper doing a little bit of a dance. All right, looks like they're back from commercial. So Zuffa Boxing has their biggest boxing match yet, September 12th. So that's kind of interesting. I may actually watch that one. I honestly have never watched a Ryan Garcia fight. I've heard a lot about him. Yeah, I want to hear why he says he missed the weight. Oh, it's that really cool nickname.
Chase Hooper. Chase back in the weight cut. How good does it feel?
I told my wife, I said I'm not losing 3 in a row. That shit ain't happening.
You told your wife that you were going to lose 3 in a row, but you also said you're going to get back to what made you who you are. Let's take a look up here. You start with a couple jabs, but then when you got that takedown, you immediately take Mitch's back. You start choking him before you even got your hands locked. Did you know that you'd be able to dominate him on the ground?
Yeah, I mean, obviously I've seen him kind of acting in a lot of the previous fights, and again, it's a return to form. I'm a great jiu-jitsu guy.
Hello. What's up? No.
I mean, honestly, I'm trying to go with the Gaethje mentality. This is going to be a war.
You bet everything. You beat everything on Hooper's opponent.
What's next? But what's next for you is having a big
Oh, by submission. Oh. Oh, nice. Yeah, that's awesome. That's cool. $20 and you're up to 200 and what? 234. Nice. Nice. All right. Well, okay. Say what? Yeah. This next one is a super close one. I'm like just barely going to Christian Leroy Duncan because he's so much younger than Cannonier. But I mean, Cannonier knocked out a guy that beat Duncan by decision 2 fights ago. He beat Duncan by decision like 4 or 5 fights ago. But I mean, a decision, if he had been knocked out by the guy that Cannonier knocked out, then I'd be like way less confident that Duncan could get it done. But I feel like Duncan's got a pretty good shot. But I'm like just barely. I would be 50-50, but I'm like maybe 60% towards Duncan. But Cannonier's, I think Cannonier's still crazy tough, even at 42 years old. But Here, I'm gonna put you on speaker here. Somebody else. Amanda's probably trying to call you, honey. But all right. Hey, you're on speaker, so don't watch the language because you're on live stream. But how much did you bet?
started with $20 throughout the night, and I won 102, and then now I just bet all of 102 on Chase Hooper to win by submission.
Oh,
Now
that was a really good bet because his opponent was 0-2 in the UFC. So, yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure. I think that was kind of a give me fight. I'm not sure why Hooper missed weight. Something I mentioned is that he started out fighting at 145 in the UFC and moved up to lightweight, and now he missed weight at lightweight. So that doesn't bode very well for him. But it was still a good fight. Sorry, I got to turn off the sound over. Still a really good performance by Hooper, but it would have been better if he hadn't missed weight because now he doesn't get that big finish bonus he would have gotten. I don't think you get that because I think isn't it 25,000 for a finish now? Any kind of finish?
I think, what was the other guy's name? Let me see real quick. Tommy McMillan. I think he got three bonuses tonight, if I'm thinking right.
Yeah, a finish. Everybody gets a finish bonus for any finish nowadays. And I think that was probably fight of the night and probably performance of the night for McMillan. His opponent was so tough, man. That dude stood in there. I think he
almost lost that bet too.
Yeah.
I bet $20 on that one. I won 68.
Yeah, I feel like he deserves some extra money. All right, I'm gonna let you go. Like I said, I'm leaning just slightly towards Duncan this next fight, but Cannonier's still tough, so this could be a really close fight. So where am I at? On my main card predictions so far tonight, I predicted McMillan. I predicted Fatima Klein. She was dominant, man. She just ragdolled Tabitha Ritchie that whole fight. And then, I picked Chase Hooper. So I'm perfect on the main card so far, and I only had a couple wrong on the prelims. I didn't give a pick on fight number 4, which was supposed to be fight number 1, because I thought that there was no way to pick when you've got two guys who are undefeated with all finishes making their UFC debut. How the heck do you pick a winner in that? That's crazy. So I didn't.
Where's Duncan from again?
Duncan is from England.
Okay.
All right, I'm going to let you go.
I'll talk to you.
Okay, bye. All right. I don't usually put David on the stream, but he seemed pretty calm tonight, so he's happy because he won some bets. All right, so let's look back at the prelims here. I picked 3 fights correct and 2 wrong. This one was so close though, man. He was landing some good strikes. He reminded me of the Korean Zombie because like anything he got hit with didn't seem to hurt him. Even when he was on the ground, nothing that the dude was doing to him seemed to have any effect whatsoever on him. I was thinking that he was going to get the decision maybe still even after that last round. So let's see. I picked the first 3 correct. Didn't pick this one. Got these 2 wrong. So I was 3-2. Then I got this one right because Delgado won. So then I was 4-2. And we got 5-2, 6, 7-2 on my picks so far tonight. Yeah, it was 7-2. Did not pick one of the fights at all. All right. Oh, I got it. Somebody new popped up on YouTube. Leave me a comment and follow me on Rumble and watch me on Rumble if you could. If you see that link and then somebody just dropped off of YouTube. But if you're still there, if you see that link, we call it referral link, click on that. I would super appreciate to have more people watching on Rumble. I'm going to switch over to this screen. All right. So, Jared Cannonier versus Christian Leroy Duncan next. And then the main event, Dricus du Plessis versus Kamaru Usman. Dricus 23-3 overall. But only one of those 3 losses in the UFC. Has he been perfect in the UFC other than the fight to Hamzat? Okay, let's look. 23-3, lost to Hamzat his last fight, dominated for 5 rounds. Looked all right in the striking. Maybe that was like one of the later rounds for a little while. But Hamzat just threw him around like he wasn't even there. Prior to that, he beat Sean Strickland, Israel Adesanya, Sean Strickland, Robert Whitaker, Derek Brunson, Darren Till, Brad Tavares, Trevin Giles, Marcus Perez, Brendan Lesser. Oh, that was before UFC. So, yes, he only has 1 loss in the UFC. His last fight. So let's look. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 wins in a row in the UFC before the loss to Hamzat. I know this one was very questionable, but then he made up for it when he dominated Sean Strickland for 5 straight rounds right before this fight with Hamzat. And then, of course, Strickland comes back and beats Hamzat, which is pretty wild to think of. You would not have, I mean, very few people thought that could happen. I think I did pick Strickland going into that fight. So, man, it is tough to bet against a guy with that kind of record in the UFC, even coming off of a loss. Then we go to his opponent, Kamaru Usman. Amazing career at welterweight. Also has a win against Sean Strickland, but in the lighter weight class, and I believe by a finish. But Strickland was probably way more likely to get knocked out. No, that was a decision also. For some reason, I thought he knocked out Strickland, but that was also a decision. I thought he finished him. Okay, so it has a win against Sean Strickland by a unanimous decision also. That was 3 rounds. So that was at welterweight. Everything you see here is at welterweight except for the loss to Hamzat, 2 fights back for him. We do know, not the best in knees, but I mean, he is 39 years old, been wrestling and fighting forever. When did he make his UFC debut? When has he been in the UFC? Wow, all the way back since 2015. So he was in the UFC Ultimate Fighter finale all the way back in 2015 and won by a submission. And then beat Leon Edwards. His next fight, also by a decision. A lot of decisions early on. Knockout over Sergio Moraes. Emil Meek, that was the Viking dude. Brought his battle axe to the cage with him. Decision. A lot of decisions in his career. TKO over Colby Covington in their first matchup. Decision over Jorge Masvidal. TKO of Gilbert Burns, who was a former training partner of his. And then the huge KO over Jorge Masvidal. Then a decision win over Colby that was super, super razor close. And then, honestly, the first fight with Colby, I thought Colby was winning right up until the minute he got his jaw broken. Then we had Leon Edwards, knockout loss. And then we had the decision loss to Leon Edwards. And then the majority decision. This was a fight he took on just over a week's notice, up a division against Hamzat, and he lost a majority decision. So one judge called that a draw. Then very few people thought he was going to beat Joaquin Buckley. I thought Joaquin Buckley was going to beat him. He showed that he still has that amazing wrestling ability and just drowned Joaquin Buckley in that fight. That was Man, that's all the way back in June of last year. I think that was one of the first ones me and Tom did a podcast before. I didn't realize we had started the podcast that early last year. So, it's sitting out for just over a year. Moving up to middleweight to fight Dricus. Dricus coming off of the loss. Usman coming off of the win. Okay, here we got Jared Cannonier. What a phenomenal career this guy's had. Fought in 3 different weight classes. I believe he's one of those 3 or 4 guys who has finishes in 3 weight classes. Let's look really quick. Jared Cannonier. Way back in time to when he fought at heavyweight. Lost to Glover by a decision. Beat Ian Kulaba. Okay, so is this heavyweight Sean Jordan he lost to? Oh, wait. Oh, is this guy heavyweight? Maybe this is heavyweight finish. Let's see. Man, that's forever ago. Rothwell versus Dos Santos. Those guys just rematched in BKFC. Let's see who we're looking for here. Looking for Jared Cannonier. That was at heavyweight. So, yep, that's the fight that makes him have knockouts in 3 different weight classes in the UFC. Then he dropped to middle or to light heavyweight, fought a few fights there, a knockout win there, and then down to middleweight where he's also had a knockout win, of course. Elite club. Fighters that have wins in 3 divisions is few and far between, and even way further in between are fighters with wins by knockout in 3 different weight classes in the UFC. This could be a tough one, man. This should be I think this probably goes the distance either way. Number 12 versus number 10. Huge. Oldest fighter on the card. 42 years old. All right, the end reach advantage to Duncan. Oh. What's David saying he's betting now? I'm done advertising for tonight. People will either watch or they won't. Let's see. David bet. Oh my gosh. He bet Christian Leroy Duncan to win this fight and put all of his winnings on it. All $235. Oof. We'll get 493 if he wins this. So I didn't see the odds that apparently Cannonier is the favorite. Oh, timer. All right, we're on. Man, both fighters immediately charge out to the middle of the cage. Before I could even start my timer, I'm like 2 seconds behind. Good striking so far coming from Duncan. You see Cannonier do a little bit of grappling, but he likes to use that, fire those power shots on the feet. So I'm pretty sure he went the distance with Sean Strickland. It was all on the feet. Oh, that was a little reckless of CDL there. CLD, sorry. Got his initials wrong. Oh. Cannonier grabs a single. Oh, jumping knee while he's holding the leg. You don't see that much. I remember seeing fighters doing that several years ago, but I have not seen that in a long time, especially big middleweights like this. Okay, so Cannonier's got him up against the fence. Spend a little bit of energy holding him here. Duncan needs to dig that underhook and lift. What's the timer about? All right. Cannonier doing a pretty good job holding him against the fence, but Herb Dean is reffing this fight. Could see him separate them here if there's not enough action. Oh, drops down to try for a takedown, but doesn't get it, and Duncan spins off the fence. Now he's got Cannonier's back to the fence, breaks with an elbow, tries for a tie clinch, and immediately Cannonier wisely digs an underhook. Oh, yeah, you don't want to be in that tie clinch, does he? Oof. Obviously, that's a special, man, Duncan's got some muscle on his back, too. A lot of muscle in the cage right now for two guys fighting at 185. Oh, went for his patented spinning technique there. Has wins by spinning elbow and spinning back fist in the UFC. Now he's caught in double underhooks. Really trying to whizzer hard on that arm and defend the takedown here. Cannonier trying to take him backwards, but doesn't get it. Oh, nice spin out by Duncan again. Duncan showing some good skills. Oh, Duncan throws him down. Now he's got his back. Fighting the back control is Cannonier trying to turn in. Big shot by Duncan from the back. Wow. Oh, big shots from Duncan. Cannonier looks like he could be in a little bit of trouble. He's covering up, blocking a lot. Jumping knee. Cannonier jogs away from him. But he's still stuck against that fence. Big knee, multiple elbows here. Spinning back elbow. Slips and falls, says Duncan. Gets right back up. Cannonier body locks. Tries to take him down. Oh, big scramble by Duncan back to the knees. Trying to stand back up. Cannonier trying to put in a hook. I definitely think Duncan's got this round with that huge flurry. Looked like he had Cannonier in a little bit of trouble. He loves those elbows, even from when he was being controlled there. There's the end of the round. Duncan shows good sportsmanship and helps Cannonier right back up to his feet. Wow, this is a good fight, man. Cannonier hanging tough, but that was a lot of strikes. Definitely looking like a little uncomfortable around the eyes there. Left eye. So, Duncan standing between rounds. Looks way fresher already. And Cannonier sitting down. That's not the best of signs. I always like to stand up between rounds when I fought. I usually stand facing the cage. Always told my corner they didn't need to bother with the stool. Yeah, that first round, really good for CLD. Oh, spinning back kick now. Fighting southpaw for a second here at least. Oh. He ate a left hand and like stepped back and slipped on. Oh, spinning back kick. Oh. Was that legal? I don't know if that landed. That could have almost been an illegal jumping knee there as he was coming back up. Oh, I forgot to start the timer. Way too into this fight. This is a good one. We do have 4 minutes and 15 seconds left in round number 2 of Cannonier versus Christian Leroy Duncan. Duncan doing really well so far here. Definitely won the first round with that huge flurry of shots. Dropped him. Okay, that spinning back kick kind of hit under the armpit. That jumping knee didn't land, and he got caught in a double there for a second. And right now we got Cannonier trying for another double up against the fence. Hasn't been able to get his hands locked. Oh, now he's coming up to a body lock though. Strong whizzer again. Good defense by Duncan. Now he's grabbing the tie clinch. Didn't get any knees going there. Oh, good elbow over the top by Cannonier. Slips under the punch, does Cannonier. Oh, big punch hit behind the ear for Cannonier. Duncan standing southpaw, lands a left body kick. Left cross to the right hook, which is stances. Oh, big shots by Duncan. Cannonier looked like he was hurt and then clips Duncan back with a shot there. I don't know if I would have bet everything on Duncan this fight. This is such a close fight. I mean, even now, we've seen Duncan land some really good shots on Cannonier. Cannonier still has the ability to land a big shot and potentially knock out Duncan. He bet his whole 240 something bucks that he's won tonight. He started with 20 bucks. He's up to 237 and he bet it all. I think it was 237. Bet it all on Duncan in the black shorts here. Duncan is winning the fight, but Cannonier is far from out of this fight. He's just got so much experience against the best guys in the division over the last like 8 to 10 years. Probably 8 years he's been fighting in this division. I don't remember. And he's throwing some big elbows too. Duncan circles back to the middle. This is where he needs to be. With his reach advantage, he's got the better chance of landing a big shot in the middle than Cannonier does. Cannonier could step in with a big shot and maybe land it, but Duncan can reach him from several inches further away. If you're just joining us, we are currently watching the co-main event of UFC Fight Night. Sorry, guys, I just realized Sun is coming in through my window. Screwing up my whole video. All right. Oh, Cannonier got a takedown while I was turned away. He's now currently in the half guard of Duncan. Don't know how he got him down. I missed that. Is some blood coming from the nose of Duncan. Right side of his nose. The outside, not from inside of his nose. Don't know if that steals the round. I want to know how he got him down. Oh, but Duncan reverses and gets on Cannonier's back. So whatever, unless that was a knockdown. Oh, Cannonier grabs the fence twice. And referee Herb Dean pushes his hand down off of it. This is better than getting penalized. Oh, that's not good for Cannonier. That's a really bad look. So I feel like Duncan, unless that was a knockdown, Duncan won that round pretty clearly. Let's go back a second here. See if we can find out how they ended up on the ground. Okay, here we go. He's got him up against the fence. Oh, he just tripped. It was just a trip takedown. Okay, so that definitely does not steal the round for him. So 2 rounds up for Duncan. David's a little ways away from winning $400 and something. Yeah, man, he landed some big shots and looked like he hurt him. Did get clipped with a punch, but then goes right into a spinning back elbow. That's not quite legal. Does have a knee down. The shin did catch him across the side of the head. That should be a warning for him for that. And to me, it looks like he tried to pull that. But also, you had 2 blatant fence grabs trying to get back up for Cannonier there. Referee, good move by Herb Dean. We got to give him credit when he deserves it. And that was good that he pushed the hand off, didn't take position away, and there was no penalty, but you got to warn both fighters for infractions that last round. Ooh, good left hand. Man, he fights really good from southpaw. You know, I hate that technique, but it's legal, so people are going to do it. Duncan is fighting probably the best fight of his career against the best opponent of his career. So those are 2 good things to happen on the same night. If you're just joining us, give me a comment. Like this video. We're watching the co-main event of the UFC Fight Night. And Cannonier's got double underhooks and throws him down to his knees, but looks like he's going to scramble back up to his feet, and he does. And Duncan is just really, really good on his stand-up and his scrambling ground defense. This is going to be a guy I want to see fight after this, somebody further towards the top 5 in the middleweight division. Maybe a rematch. I know Gregory Rodriguez has a fight set. Rematch with the guy that beat him by a decision in the UFC would be good. Cannonier pushing him up against the fence. I don't know how my timer's. Timer's like 5 seconds behind. Duncan, I mean, he's obviously won the first 2 rounds. My computer trying to go on standby, it did. But Duncan wants to finish strong. Man, this dude is so strong. Good at breaking those grips and scrambling back up. Not grabbing the fence, putting his palm against the pad on the fence. That is totally okay. Oh, Cannoneer, you know, showing a lot of strength still in round 3, trying to throw him back down. Duncan trying to break that grip and get some separation here. If he does get that grip broken, expect a potential spinning elbow. Man, he has got a death grip on him there. He does not want to let go. He does get turned back in, breaks that grip. He's standing orthodox right now. Goes for the front kick to the face. Good low kick by Duncan. Comes in with a good strong cross. Ooh, misses the head kick and kicks the top of the octagon. Oh, man. Oh. He wants that finish so bad. Another spinning back elbow. Now he's got the double underhooks. So this is a good position. Vanderlei Silva used to do this in the early days. He'd get a double underhook and then he would switch it into that tie clinch. That's not what's going to happen here, though. Now he's got an over-under. And, oh, he went to come up with the elbow on that side and got locked back up. Significant strikes. For this round, we got 2 for Cannoneer and like 15 or so. I didn't see what that said. And I looked over my other screen just as it went away again. Cannoneer got a couple decent uppercuts in there and gets out of the way of a strong left cross. When he's got the tie clinch, throws him back into the fence. Spinning back fist misses, and now he gets, oh, tried for a huge whizzer toss there. I think David bet the money, and it was just a win, not a knockout. It was just, no, he won though, I'm pretty darn sure. Let's look here. Let's look at what David bet. Christian Leroy Duncan just to win. By decision, which he's going to. If the event is a draw, all bets will be settled at lost. I don't know what that means. Okay, so he bet $235. So I think David's up to $493, starting with 20. You gotta need to start betting. Not going to encourage people to bet, but man, if you start with like 20 bucks like that and you just use what you put in, I don't think it's as dangerous as some people that'll make huge bets on one fight or do one of those stupid parlay things. I hate the word parlay. All right. So definitely Christian Leroy Duncan going to get the decision here. David won some money. I think David owes me dinner. I haven't given him some of these. All right. So Dricus versus Kamaru. Both have wins over the current champ. Both have losses by decision, although it was a majority decision. So one judge called it a draw against Hamzat for Kamaru, and dominant decision against Dricus by Hamzat. So that little factor leans me a little bit towards Usman. Now the age and the size, that was impressive, man. I don't think he ever was that close to like absolutely finishing him, but he had him hurt multiple times standing up.
Not mentioning the sport.
I don't respect and I treat him not when I'm there today. But to beat somebody like that, the time will put some of the best innovation in the division. You can see the fight my position here.
See, I mean, let's take a look at your work here. As usually the case, your striking led the dance. You landed some big shots on him. And had him
Oh,
big time.
man.
Were you surprised that he was able to survive that? It was
Those
in the game
were
plan to try to
huge,
spin it
huge
with the
strikes.
Put it good for a reason. Some hits and kept coming and kept coming.
His hands were on the top of the fence on that jumping knee.
Keep my distance. I'm a bit hungry in there sometimes, but I guess I'm still learning, I'm still evolving. Every single time I step in.
Before
That's 5 wins in a row. In the middleweight division, you'd be one of the top 10 guys in the world. How quickly would you like to get back to the octagon?
before we talk,
Which of the contenders would you
okay,
like to
so
fight?
Christian Leroy Duncan just beat number 10, so he's probably moving up to 10. Who do you want him to see? He's gone. Joe Piper versus Christian Leroy Duncan. That would be a good fight. Hernandez. Rematch with Gregory Rodriguez. Barral. That one. I like that one. I would like to see that. I would like to see him fight number 5, Kyle Barral. That would be a good fight. That's the fight I'm saying over all the others. All right. But, hey, you got multiple people from Sons of Anarchy in the crowd tonight. And the great Justin Gaethje. Oh, Drika's sporting a full beard tonight. Right, so, man, I'm still having a really hard time picking this main event. I hope David does not bet on this one because this is a dangerous one to bet on. You got the former middleweight champ against the former welterweight champ. Both guys fought former welterweight champ or former middleweight champ Khamzat Chimaev and lost decisions, but Usman's decision was much, much closer. I thought Usman won that fight. I thought he won 2 rounds to 1 round. I thought he won 2 rounds to 1 round, in my opinion, but it was super close. And I also felt that, I don't know, that was a close one. I'm just going to say that. Super close and on like 8 or 9 days notice against Khamzat. And then Dricus got manhandled by Khamzat. He did not look good at all against Khamzat, but looked really good against former champ Sean Strickland the previous fight. And Usman also has a win over Sean Strickland at welterweight. So those are the things we've got to go off of. And then, of course, we've got the age. Dricus is much younger. What is Dricus's age? 32 to what, 39? Or, I'm talking welterweights, but they always say, I don't know, the 35 and older thing is usually considered 155 and below. But this is the next division above that. Usman had 3 straight losses. Yes, a knockout loss to see, I didn't realize this was a majority. I thought Edwards did really good in that fight. This fight, Usman was winning right up until that head kick knockout. This fight, I thought Edwards won at least, 3 or 4 rounds of that fight. I can't believe that was a majority decision. Then we got Khamzat Chimaev. And that one was the majority decision. So we can't hold these 3 losses. Yes, a knockout one doesn't look good. And getting, I thought, controlled a lot by Leon Edwards. in their second fight. Didn't look good, but you can't hold that Hamzat fight against him. The only thing you can really look at is fairly not the most active. You had a fight in 2021. How many times? Well, he fought 3 times in 2021, and then it fell off a bunch because, I mean, he didn't fight to the end till August of 2022, then March of 2023, and October of 2023, and then did not fight again till last June. And now we're over a year later for this fight, a year and a month. But dude's had such an amazing career. Man. But he's only lost once in the UFC. Usman's lost 3 times in the UFC. This is so tough for me to call. I hate to go against Usman after what he did last fight. But we got to think that Dricus has improved a bunch on his takedown defense since the fight. Man. And Dricus is so awkward. I'm gonna have to go with Dricus. But like I said, I still feel it's super close. Still feel it's super close, but I'm leaning towards Dricus, who is, I'm sure, the favorite in the odds. I'm out of drinks. Oh, I got a little bit. If you're just joining us, we're getting ready for the main event. David's calling me.
Hello?
Hey, you're on speaker.
I was cheering for the wrong guy the whole time.
You were.
I thought I lost all that money.
Oh, you thought you don't know who Jared Cannonier is?
No.
Seriously? But you bet on Duncan and Duncan won.
Yeah.
Okay, so you were nervous as heck the whole fight until you realized at the end that who Duncan was.
Yeah.
He won.
Ask my wife how mad she was at me.
Oh,
Because we both thought
you both thought that was the wrong guy? How do you not know who Jared Cannonier is? He fought for the belt. He's been in the UFC for like over 10 years, I think.
I don't know, but
Just so you know, in this main event, both guys are African, but Dricus is the white guy, okay? Just so you know. And Kamaru Usman is black. Okay, I just want you to know that.
My bet on this fight, I already bet $20.20, which wins me $53.
Okay, yeah.
And it's
Who-
Dricus wins by decision.
You're going Dricus by decision. I just said on my live stream that I am going Dricus, but I do feel this is a super, super close fight. Usman could totally pull this off. I'm so close to 50-50 on this. If it weren't for the fact...
I'm 50-50 too. I think
Yeah.
that I'm going to do Usman by knockout.
If-
I'm going to do another 20 on Usman.
Yeah.
And so I'm betting on
So,
both fighters.
yeah, it's because Usman has a majority decision loss to Hamzat, who just totally steamrolled Dricus. Yes, Hamzat was better against Dricus, but Usman was also way smaller and took the fight on like 8 days' notice. That makes it so close.
The reason why I'm betting on Usman to win by knockout is because how awkward Dricus is. Dricus is so awkward.
He's awkward, but I think that's an advantage. Most of the times for him, that's an advantage.
But Usman's going to work all over that.
Now, one thing, I think Usman definitely needs to go to the wrestling. Usman, the thing about Usman is his striking has gotten really good, but he throws a lot of arm punches. If the man put his body behind his punches, he would have so much more power. But it really stood out in the fights with Leon Edwards. If you look at the Edwards' kickboxing technique is so much better.
Right.
And that's why that's why I was just looking back at the second fight, and that was also a majority decision when he lost to Leon Edwards, which that's crazy to me because I thought Leon Edwards won that second fight by a bunch. I thought he won like 4 rounds at least. I'd have to go back and rewatch the fight, but yeah, I think I give Usman a good shot in this. The only reason I lean towards Dricus is the size and the awkwardness and the fact that he's only ever lost once in the UFC, and I'm sure he's learned from that and he's worked a ton of wrestling leading up to this fight. But I mean, you got to give Usman a ton of credit because I mean, he did so much better against Hamzat than and of course that's Hamzat with not nearly as good a cardio as he has now because he started training with that coach Cal that's like a mad scientist and knows how to like.
Hey Jeff, I'm about to go inside the store.
Okay.
I'm gonna.
All right, I'll let you go.
Talk to you later.
All right, bye. All right, guys. So I got on a bunch of tangents there, but needless to say, I feel like this is a super close fight. The odds are really shifted towards Dricus. I don't necessarily agree with it because I feel like this is just so close. I'm like 60% towards Dricus. Maybe only 55%. Justin Gaethje and Ollie right there. Of course, Justin Gaethje, training partner of Kamaru Usman. Ollie's probably his manager too. He manages so many fighters, which bugs me. I do not believe. I think they need to. That should be something the athletic commissions do. They should say you can manage one fighter in each weight class. Something burning outside. Is it? All right, so we got Usman in the cage right now. We got the former champion, number 3 ranked fighter in the weight class. What, number 2 ranked, right? Let's look really quick. Dricus should be ranked number 2. We could wait 2 seconds for him to start coming out. Yeah, Dricus ranked number 2. Imavov ranked number 3. Hamzat is ranked number 1, having beaten Dricus. Can't believe David didn't know who Jared Cannonier was. Been fighting so long. She get me an ice cream too? She better be. Earned my ice cream working out in the hot garage earlier. All right, here comes Dricus, former champ, number 2 ranked in the weight class against, what is Usman ranked at welterweight? Still got to be top 5, right? Welterweight. I don't know. He's dropped all the way down to number 9. Let's switch to the meta rankings and look. Usman. Oh, we're looking in the wrong weight class. Kamaru Usman, he's all the way down at number 10 in the meta rankings. Wow, Joe Pyfer is ranked number 4 in the meta weight rankings, but what, number 6? No, number 7. Those rankings are so weird, the difference. I'm not sure if meta rankings is AI. It might be AI generated. That might be why it's so weird. things I don't agree with in the rankings is just fighters that are still ranked in a weight class that they've left. I mean, Usman has not shut the door on welterweight. He could win this fight and either fight for the belt in this weight class, or he could drop back down and fight for the belt against Islam Makhachev. They may have the same manager. If Ali is Usman's manager, then that would mean they have the same manager. I know he's Justin Gaethje's manager and they're training partners, so that kind of makes me think they might. Yeah, I don't know why the athletic commissions don't do something about that management situation. It seems really bad because you got two guys managed by the same manager in that same weight class at the top of the division. So now here's the interesting thing. Usman is probably still really like 190 pounds at most. And Dricus, we know, is probably 210. So standing there now in the cage, there's a good chance he has a 20-pound weight advantage. If you're just joining us, we're getting ready to watch the main event of UFC Fight Night, Dricus versus Kamaru Usman. I am just slightly leaned towards Dricus because of the age, the size, and the fact that he's only lost once in the UFC. But it was his last fight, and Usman looked a little bit better against the guy that steamrolled Dricus for 5 rounds. And you know Dricus wants this super bad because either one of these guys gets an impressive win tonight, they could call for the fight with Strickland and maybe jump over Khamzat and Imavov. Nothing is set. And I just saw a post saying that Imavov hasn't even been talked to about a title fight. So, yeah. I think our size difference is going to be very pronounced here. And the thing is, Dricus being, potentially 210, 215 pounds right now, Usman being maybe 190 at most, when Khamzat and Dricus fought, Khamzat was still considering fighting at 170. So he wasn't nearly as big as he was when he fought Dricus. So that size difference in that fight, yes, Khamzat way more wrestling based than Dricus. But I've seen sometimes in the past where somebody was like a national championship level wrestler and was wrestling against a guy who was much stronger, 20 pounds heavier maybe even 10, 15 pounds heavier, but wasn't anywhere near as good as wrestling. And I've seen the high-level wrestler not be able to get takedowns on the way lower-level wrestler who's got a few pounds on him. All right. Oh. All right. Usman walks all the way across the cage. Extra referee comes in and pushes him back. Usman's whole family sitting there cage side. David placed bets on both. If you guys could leave me a comment in the chat. They're announcing Dricus right now. Let me see. Okay, so he bet $20 on Usman to win. I bet $20 on, man, if Usman wins, he gets $130 more back. He gets 53. Why is he staring at his belly button? That's a little weird. All right. Okay, where's my timer? Timer's not on my screen now. Okay, I'm not getting my timer to come back. Where's my timer? Oh, it's on the wrong screen. Get over here, timer. All right, ready. Both fighters starting at crouch position. All right, we are on main event. Dricus du Plessis, very awkward, much bigger. Didn't he have, I believe that last time we saw Usman, he wore 2 big old knee braces in the fight with Joaquin Buckley. That one, I just thought for sure Joaquin Buckley was going to beat him by a ton. And he just dominated Joaquin Buckley for 5 rounds. So we got referee, isn't that Kerry Hatley? So he's a referee that referees all over the country. I don't remember seeing him ref earlier. Maybe he did 1 or 2 fights. Notice Herb Dean, the most recognizable referee there. They don't put him in reffing the main event because of all the controversy he's had recently. Dricus looks so much bigger. Oof. Dricus goes high with the left kick. So Usman has like done a couple little level change moves like that. Oh, some good shots by Dricus. He bet on both guys $20. But if Usman wins, he gets a lot more money because Usman's such a underdog. I'm leaning towards Dricus in the green shorts. He's so much bigger. And he's younger. And he's awkward as heck. Oh. Landed a couple good shots in there. Still, Usman bouncing on his toes. Yeah, that shot behind the ear, that's no good. You don't want to eat many of those, Kamaru. Switches stances. Back to orthodox. Oh. Yeah, so Dricus is going primarily punches and low kicks. Good movement. Stance switch. Ooh, Usman grabs a single and then comes up with a punch. That's smart. That's very smart of Usman. You don't go on the win streak he had before the Leon Edwards fight without being pretty darn smart. Be careful, Mama. Usman getting a little bit more aggressive with the punches. Dricus short-circuited a little bit on that low kick. Got a minute left in round number 1. Usman in on a body lock. Nope. Dricus has an underhook. Oh, Dricus claiming a low blow. Says he's okay, though. Shakes the cup around, says he's ready to go. And Usman apologizes, back in pretty much the same position they were here. So 22 strikes to 12 from Duplessis so far. Plessis does go high with a left kick. Looks like that bug Usman blocked that kick a little bit, but it looks like maybe he got a little bit of a toe to the eye there. And oh, my time was way. Oh, because there was that break because of the groin shot. This goes high again with a kick. Usman doesn't look any worse for the wear and tear. I hope he doesn't sit down between rounds. Not with the knee issues that we've been told he has. No, he's staying. Coach Trevor Whitman, one of the best coaches in the game, proved that with Justin Gaethje getting that win. What's this punch? Oh. Dricus landed some good ones. Yeah, that's a weird punch. He threw a jab from the opposite stance with his hand pretty much vertical. Ah, what the heck did I do? Yeah. All right, here we go. Round number 2, main event. If you're just joining us, we are watching UFC Fight Night. Dricus du Plessis versus Kamaru Usman. Definitely think Dricus edged out round number 1. Usman has not gotten anywhere near a takedown. He grabbed a single at one point, but immediately let it go and threw a punch. Oh, Usman almost level changed into a knee. He looks a little hurt. I'm not sure how much that caught him. Dricus went low, high, right low kick, left high kick. Something I used to like a long time ago, my amateur kickboxing career. I think they're showing the knee right here. Oh, that knee did catch pretty solid across the top of the chest and maybe a little bit of the chin. Big flurry from Dricus. Dricus wanting to get Usman out of there, man. Oh, good head movement by Usman. Got away at 3 punches in a row, but still kept the hand up to block that kick. Sometimes when you get moving the head, it sets you up for a big head kick. Oh, he eats another knee as he level changes. Dricus, this is where that weight comes in. Pushed on the back of his head and just smashed Usman's face into the mat. Between rounds, if you just joined us, you want to leave me a comment in the comment section and tell me what you think of the fights tonight. What's your favorite fight of the night tonight? Obviously, it's the McMillan fight. Everybody knows that, but this one's been pretty good too. We've had several really good back and forth fights. I said going into this card, I said that I thought we had a lot of fairly even fights. Oh, good shots by Usman. Usman seems to have recovered from that knee, but man, he keeps ducking back into that. I would say if Dricus were to get a knockout, it's probably going to be off of that knee, or he's going to land a knee and rock him and then drop him with punches. Big right hook just landed for Dricus. Usman needs to get some respect back. Oh, Usman's definitely feeling the effects of some of these shots he's taken. Oh. He's saying there was an eye poke in there. That looked like a punch. They're going to show the replay right now, and if that was a closed fist and something got him in the eye, they're going to immediately restart it. So let's see this. Closed fist, closed fist, closed fist. I don't know how you call that. His thumb was sticking out just a little bit. Are they back on? Looks like they're back on. I think they called that a punch. Usman getting hurt. Usman getting hurt right here. Not going to say he's... Oh, he got dropped with the right hook there. Now he's trying for a double. Nothing doing. He needs to, like, throw a flurry of punches and shoot a double. And, like, drive Dricus all the way back to the fence. Or keep Dricus in a clinch for the rest of the round. That cannot be on the outside. He needs to keep Dricus back up against that fence. He needs to circle off. Push forward, push forward, push forward. I do this all the time, guys. I'll say one guy's going to win. And then when he is, I'll start rooting for the other guy. I still think Dricus is going to win, but I want a good fight. And I hate to see Usman lose by a knockout here, but I feel like it could definitely happen. 25-12, round 2 significant strikes. All right, my timer is not correct because of that break due to the maybe eye poke. I think they ruled that not an eye poke. It was a closed fist and a little bit of a thumb caught him in the eye. We got open finger and gloves. That could happen. We got 30 seconds left in the round. When we get to 20, I'll restart my timer here at 20. Oh, this is super dangerous for Usman. We're at 20 seconds now. We got some major swelling on the left eye of Kamaru Usman right now. Dricus not looking too marked up. Big punch in there from the clinch. Another big punch from the clinch by Usman. Usman showing some grit here. I definitely think we got 2 rounds to Dricus. I don't think you can call it a 10-8, either of them. That was not good, though. Yeah, they got to get that end swell. They're putting the end swell up high. Keep it on the lower part of the eye. Oh, no, he's got swelling above and below. The swelling below is what I'm worried about, though. Well, man, they did not keep that end swell on there very long. That knee was, I mean, that hit on the thigh, if that had been more kneecap or the end of the knee, that could have been lights out. Oh, such big hammering blows by Dricus. All that weight coming forward. All right. Round number 3. Dricus up 2 rounds, I'm pretty sure. Usman, man, I don't like seeing that back foot kind of slip backwards like that. I feel like that's something we've seen quite a bit from Usman in his career. Push and that foot like slips backwards. Yeah, I'm not sure what a good strategy at this point is. Usman just needs to push forward, get Dricus backed up against the fence, and just let loose with the punches, elbows. And then once he gets them thinking high punches, elbows, drop down at that point when he's not ready to shoot that knee up at his face. All right, so If you just joined us on Rumble, leave me a comment between rounds or after this fight. Need some more comments on this video or live chat. Leave me a chat message. Ooh. Dricus goes high with the left kick. Yeah. You. All right. So I'm gonna eat my ice cream while I'm streaming here, guys. Yeah, Usman even fakes a level change, and that knee is coming up. Mm. Usman's still in this, but oh. Usman not getting a ton done this round. Big double jab cross by Dricus. Mm. Usman gets a takedown, and Dricus comes right back up to his feet. Usman gives him a little smile, but that's not good. That was a big takedown too. That was good by Dricus, man. It shows that he definitely worked on improving what cost him the fight with Hamzat.
Didn't put the third one in here. What? With only two.
But now Usman knows he has the potential to get a takedown. But now Dricus knows, even if he takes me down, I can get right back up. We got 2 rounds left. I still think that round went to Dricus, even with that takedown, because not much happened there. There's 2 more rounds. Guys, put a message in the chat. Tell me what your favorite fight tonight was. We've got a few of you on the stream right now. I know everybody's probably going to say the Tommy Gunn McMillan fight was their favorite fight of the night. But if you have a different one, that co-main event was good too, man. Fatima Klein, she looked amazing in her fight earlier. She's definitely a future title contender, I think. Round 4.
See how one thing is that if you mess up enough,
Hey, buddy. So Usman, even though he took that shot across the eye that he claimed was a eye poke, he's got that swelling, and it doesn't seem to have affected him too much. Grabs a low single. Dricus pulls his leg away, fakes a Superman punch off the fence, and switches right up into a left leg tie kick to the head, which missed. I would say this has been a pretty close to perfect fight for Dricus. Knockout would be better for him. Oh, left head kick, hits on the forearm, but rocks Usman. Don't forget, that is the shot that he got knocked out with against Leon Edwards in a fight where he was mostly winning. So now you've been in a fight where you're getting beat up and you take that kick. Oh. 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 Big right hook. Usman on the single, doesn't get it. Gets clipped as he's coming back up with two more shots. May have been grazing a little bit, but not good. So if Usman wanted to get a takedown, do any ground and pound this fight, he's not been able to do that. Oh, oh man. $50 left in the last round, or in the fourth round. Usman's still hanging in there, but he's definitely been rocked multiple times this fight. Maybe a couple times this round. There's a good right hand by Usman. Usman looks like he's got a little bit more pop, more bounce. A little bit more confidence coming back, maybe. Maybe he thinks Dricus is getting tired and he's going to step on the gas now. End of round four. 1 round to go. Just joined me on YouTube. We're watching UFC Fight Night. Usman versus Dricus. Last round, maybe slightly better for Usman, but I still think Dricus edged it out. Going into the last round here. Usman has been rocked multiple times, but he's still hanging tough. All right, last round. Dricus looks pretty good. Here we go. My timer didn't start. Sorry, guys. So my timer's going to be 5 seconds behind. You know Dricus wants a finish. If he gets the finish, then he finished the guy that gave Hamzat a way better fight than he did. I don't even know if they will give Usman credit for that takedown because Dricus popped to his knees and right back up so fast. Sometimes in the UFC, on the official stats, you gotta get some control of the guy. We've seen a lot of frustrated looks by Dricus too. Or not by Dricus, by Hamzat. Not by Hamzat, by Kamaru Usman. Lots of frustrated glances at the referee like he thinks Dricus is doing something that's not legal. He's thinking those body kicks feel like a groin shot. I don't know. I think he did he take a groin shot early? No, it was Dricus that took a groin shot. Sometimes if you've taken a groin shot, low kicks, body shots will feel like you're getting kicked in the groin again. Oh, big shots by Dricus there. And Usman swings and misses. Usman's like just hoping for another moment like the one against Jorge Masvidal. Oh, is he saying that was groin or was that knee? Okay, he's definitely claiming that one was groin. I like to see a replay. Yep. Stop the timer. Yeah, that slid up to the groin. Yeah, definitely. Definite groin shot. Oh. Usman says he's okay. I think he said his balls was hurt. All right, we'll let the timer catch up. Now after that, any body kick that is landed by Dricus Usman's gonna feel like it was a groin shot. All right, we're pretty close on the time there. Oh, jumping knee to 2 punches. I feel like we're seeing those bad knees of Usman give out a little bit there. It's more than just I'm hurt from the headshot, my knees are buckling. No, his right knee is gone. Remember I said that slide back earlier with that foot was making me nervous? That's a lot of pressure on your knee. The way he stands too. He stands a little bow-legged. It's bow-legged, his knees are in. I don't know. But and Dricus goes for a takedown. Not smart. Not smart. Usman defends that. Now Dricus has got to come back up and eat a few punches. He wanted to show I can take down this really high-level wrestler. That was not wise. In a nearly perfect performance, Dricus did something really stupid right there. And now he's let Kamaru Usman come back a little bit. Usman's now coming forward at Dricus. Why did he do that? Double. Was that just to show, hey, I can wrestle with him, or was that something was hurt, so he shot a double? And now we're seeing something we don't see much with Dricus lately. He looks a little tired. Oh, early in his career, did he eat a groin shot? Well, we're seeing low hands. We're seeing him take a few shots. Now, if he's going to call for a title shot after this does not bode well for that. Even having a win over Sean Strickland. I bet the UFC is waiting for this fight to end to decide who are they going to try to have Sean Strickland fight next. Has Khamzat Chimaev lost enough weight that 185 makes sense? So we saw what happened with a bad weight cut the first time against Sean Strickland. Yeah, something definitely happened. Oh, look at that. Oh. Yeah. Wow. Dricus is going to get the decision, but I think Usman won the last round there, which does not bode well for Dricus asking for a title shot next. Yeah, you got a win over the current champ, but you just fought the champ from the division below, and you weren't able to finish him, or a former champ from the division below. So what happened? Did he break his hand? I'm rewinding the multi-view here and see what happened. So I'm at 4 minutes here. I'm looking back at this. I want to see why. Why did he start trying to take Usman down? He was indicating that he may have broken his right hand. What happened to that right hand? It's like he hit Usman up high on the head there with that right hand just now. So yeah, they gave Usman a round. Usman looks like he doesn't believe it, but he wasn't watching the fight. Okay, so replaying that groin shot that Dricus hit Usman with. So then what the heck happened after this? Okay, it's coming. Text David and tell him I'll call him back in a minute. Where's that high kick? He hurt him with that cross right there. Several big left high kicks. What happened to Dricus that made him start shooting for those takedowns? Yeah, I have no idea why he did that. something around the 2-minute mark before that takedown had to have happened. Then we see now he seems like gassed all of a sudden. Still goes high with that left high kick. Something. The last 2 minutes of that round were not good for Dricus. Huh. Those shots he took at the end of the round. Oh, he slammed him with the right hand right at the end of the round, too. Huh. Wild. All right, if you're just joining us, we just saw the end of the main event. What did you think of the fights tonight? What was your favorite fight? Do you agree with all the decisions? Yeah, one judge that called it 50-45. That was up. Well, there goes the volume over there. I agree. 50-45 was not good because he did definitely win the last round. He's got the gloves off, but he's not retiring. You got to give him huge credit. His knee was definitely killing him that last round, and that was his best round of the fight. I wonder what happened with Dricus there, though. The 2-minute mark of that last round, something definitely seemed to be wrong with Dricus. I'm going to close out my timer here. What did you guys think of the fights? Right. Yeah, I definitely think that that last round went to Kamaru. I guess one judge called it 50-45 for Dricus. That's what Kamaru was surprised about. One judge called it a shutout. And I've lost my phone somewhere. Give me my phone. It's almost dead. Why you got it? I meant from your phone. I'm at 2% here. Here, take your phone. All right. So let me call David back here.
Hello?
Hey, you're on speaker on the stream still. So, what do you think of that fight?
That was a great fight.
That was a great fight. I definitely think.
Couple of opportunities, Jeff. Let me talk for this.
Okay.
So, Kamaru Usman had a couple chances where he could have knocked him out.
Yeah, something happened with Dricus at 2 minutes left of that last round, and I'm not sure what it was. But Dricus, and he ended up shooting that double. At first, I was thinking, oh, he's just trying to show, hey, I can out wrestle the wrestler, but I don't think that was it. I think something was hurt. He indicated almost to, I think the referee after the fight, something with a hand, like maybe he broke his hand, but then he slammed Usman with a hard right hand right at the bell for the end of the last round. I definitely thought
Stomp on Usman's face.
could have. He's signing signatures with that hand right now, though. So I don't know. Something did not seem right with him, but Usman's knee looked gone towards the beginning of that round, and then he came back so strong. So that was impressive to me. And yeah, I thought Usman looked pretty darn good that last round. I definitely thought.
I was hoping for like an Usman last 10-second knockout.
Yeah, I thought Usman won that last round for sure. Yeah, I see why he was surprised. The one judge called it 50-45, which is stupid.
Yeah, that's dumb.
The 49-46 was totally correct, though. But Dricus calling for, a title shot after, getting beat up a little bit that last round doesn't look great for him. I almost feel like the fight was perfect right up until he shot that double on Usman. I'm not sure what he was thinking or if there was something wrong with him at that point, but something, I don't know. Because he changed for that last 2 minutes of that fight. And then that last second, he threw one big hard shot back at him. But it looked like Usman was coming on strong at the end there. So that was kind of weird. But all right. Well, so how much did you end up winning for the night?
Well, I think I won 53 off of Dricus winning decision. So
what's that?
40 on both the fighters, or 20 on each of the fighters.
So you're just under 500?
I think just over.
Just over 500? So what are you buying me for dinner? No. But you definitely owe me dinner. All right. Yeah, sometime. All right, I'm going to let you go, and I'm going to finish the stream here. All right, talk to you later. All right, bye. All right. So, yeah, good fights. I'm going to put this back to the post-fight show over here. And I'm going to... Yeah, really good fights. Let's look back at the whole card here really quick. Nope, let me get the right keyboard. All right, let's look back at the full card. Refresh it so we get the results. So yeah, Dricus gets the win. Everything was perfect till that last 2 minutes. that double, and then he stood right back up. Duncan looked really good against Cannonier. Chase Hooper got the finish in the first round. So what's my overall on my picks tonight? I picked 2 of them wrong. So I got this one right, this one right, this one right. This one I didn't pick. Wrong, right. McMillan, yes. Fatima, yes. Chase Hooper, yes. Christian Leroy Duncan. I got the entire main card correct. So there's 5. So what we have? How many matches do we have tonight? We had 12 matches. So I went 10-2 on my picks for the night. Not bad. That's a pretty good night, I think. So, yeah, Duncan looked really good. Hooper gets a quick finish. Fatima Klein looked dominant against Tabitha Ritchie. Ritchie wasn't able to do much in that fight. That Tommy McMillan fight was just crazy. Montez showed some major toughness. I really want to see him back again. I'd like to see McMillan fight, you know, somewhere towards the top 15 featherweight. Who we got in the top 15 of the featherweight division? Featherweight. Ooh, Patricio Pitbull. He might be suspended for that brawl he got in. I'm not. Those are RAF. I don't know if that counts. If that got him suspended. David Onama, Pico. Wow, that would be a heck of a fight. That might be a little too much for his young career, but wait, he's 11-0. How many fights Aaron Pico got? That would be a heck of a matchup. He's only 14-5-0. Yeah, I don't hate that fight. Aaron Pico versus Tommy Gunn, McMillan. That, take my money. Not that I pay to watch the fight. I guess pay for my Paramount subscription, but yeah, that's the fight I want. That's one I want to see. Montez, give him somebody else not in the top 15. That dude deserves another chance for showing some amazing toughness. Delgado looked really good. This fight was close. Definitely would like to see the loser of that fight back too. I don't know what's next for either of those guys. Are not anywhere near that top 15 yet. Barbosa, she looked really good. Let's see, she's a 125 pounder. I don't know who you put her against next. Harris, I mean, heavyweight so shallow. Who we got? Let's look at the heavyweight rankings really quick. Who's towards the bottom? I'm not even sure who Mick Harkin is. This is the problem with heavyweight. You got guys in the top 15 that you couldn't pick out of a lineup if they were arrested. Derek Lewis has dropped down to number 11. Tabura is number 12. Fortune, I know we've seen him. Delija, training partner of the champ. Yeah. Got Kuniev. Yeah. One of these two guys for that heavyweight that we were just talking about. Harris, RJ Harris. Who else do we want to talk about? Fatima Klein, rawweight. Who do you want to see her against next? Where's she ranked here? She was number 11. She just beat Tabitha Ritchie, who was number 8. So that means she's going to be number 8. Amanda Lemos, Lupi Godinez, Jillian Robertson, we know is getting the title shot. Maybe Yan Shannon. That might be a good matchup. Put her against number 4. Yeah, I would say number 7, number 8, or number 4. Maybe against Tatiana Suarez. That's a big jump. Go from number 8 to number 2, but that's a pretty good matchup. Yeah, so I would say number 2, number 4, number 6, or number 7. As we know, number 5 is busy with the title shot. I don't know what's going on with Wei Li. Why she's not fighting for the belt right now. Maybe they're just trying to give Dern one title defense before she gets knocked out by Wei Li. All right. What else here? What's next for Chase Hooper? Fight again, make weight. Middleweight. Duncan. Who we put him against? Middleweight. So Duncan just beat Cannonier. He was ranked number 12. He just beat number 10. So you got Israel. You got Pfeiffer. Anthony Hernandez. Wasn't Hernandez? I don't know. Got, any of these guys. Number 5. I already said this, didn't I? I already said Brawl was the guy I would like to see. Yeah, number 5. I want to see the new number 10 ranked Christian Leroy Duncan, who's being interviewed right now against number 5 ranked fighter Cal Barolo from the Fighting Nerds. That would be a heck of a matchup. That's the one I like the most. Anything else we need to touch on tonight? Chirikas, does he get a title shot? I don't know. I really don't know what you do at this point with middleweight. Middleweight's a little, I don't know. Okay, so Chirikas has beaten Sean Strickland twice. Chirikas got destroyed by Hamzat, and Strickland beat up Hamzat pretty good. Hamzat wants a rematch, but is Hamzat walking around at a weight where cutting to 185 makes sense, or should he just move up to light heavyweight, which he had planned before that fight in the first place? Then you got Imavov, who has got a huge win streak, was ranked number 1, and has now been pushed down to number 3 because of Hamzat and Chirikas both losing. He has a loss by decision to Sean Strickland. Does a rematch make sense? I mean, any of those 3 guys, it's going to be a rematch. But it's got to be one of those 3. Is Chirikas injured after tonight's fight? Yes, he was saying he wants the title shot, but Chirikas usually has big gaps in between fights. Same with Hamzat a lot of times recently, in his recent career. I know at the beginning, during COVID and everything, he was fighting a bunch. I think he had a record for back-to-back fights in different weight classes even. Yeah, so, I mean, it's one of those 3 guys. And I feel bad saying it, but I feel like Imavov might need another fight before he gets a title shot. But who does he fight? Joe Pfeiffer versus Imavov? if you're not going to get the title fight, then you're going to have to fight somebody down in the rankings probably, because one of those two guys above you is getting the title shot while the other guy sits out and waits for his title shot. When did Imavov fight last? Imavov's last fight was against Baral back in September of last year. Almost, I mean, we're getting close to a year ago. 10 months ago. 10 months he's been sitting waiting for a phone call for a title shot. Yes, he's had a huge win streak. But you're not popular. That makes it tough. You're not a fan favorite. Are they going to throw Imavov in with Strickland? I don't know. If they determine Hamzat should move up, and if Dricus needs some time to heal up after this fight, then Imavov could get the shot. But otherwise, Imavov should take a fight with potentially a Joe Pyfer, Anthony Hernandez. He already has wins against number 4 and number 5. So he'd have to fight one of these two guys down in the rankings. He's already beat Israel Adesanya, who's going to move up to 8 since they pull Reiner de Ritter out of the rankings. But that's my thoughts on everything tonight. What's next for Usman? I don't know. Does he go back? Does he stay? I don't know. I don't think he stays at 185. He said he'll fight wherever the money is. I think he goes back down to welterweight. I think he should, man. I think he should go for the fight with Bilal Muhammad. No, they've got a little bit of beef because he was on Usman's podcast and gave him some crap about crying after a fight or something. I think Usman versus Bilal, I would like that fight. Usman versus, man, Bonfim moved all the way up to number 5. He needs to, Usman should ask for a fight with one of these guys ranked above him who he hasn't fought. JDM has dropped down to number 4. That's not a bad matchup for him. I don't think he wants to fight Michael Morales, but I would say JDM, Bonfim, or Bilal. All right, so that's it for tonight. Probably do another live stream sometime during the week, but I'm gonna go off tonight, and then Turtle Vision will be back up streaming tomorrow. Check out all my channels. Didn't get a lot of comments tonight. I'm interested to see how this stream actually did tonight. So I never had a huge number all at once. You know, people come in and out a lot of times of the streams. But if you haven't signed up for Rumble, check out my referral link. Click on that. Sign up for Rumble. It's free, and I will get credit for you signing up. And the more people I have watching a Rumble at once, the more likely I am to be able to do a ad read. It'll only be like 1 or 2 ad reads during a 4-hour live stream, and I would get a little bit of money for it. So that would be great. I will talk to you guys soon, and have a great night. God bless, and see you guys.